close to the Whitley and Laurel County line. So now we have a tornado warning. And you know when this expires, Eric, if you can.
This expires, let me get the information up.
Okay.
That's the thunderstorm warning, tornado warning is in effect until.
I think that might be the studio one too.
Pull this up.
Okay.
Max is acting finicky right now.
Okay. So if you're just now tuning in, current time 1:45 when we're on WYMT, also on WYMT.com and the WYMT Facebook page.
2:15.
2:15.
2:15.
Okay.
Tornado warning is in effect until 2:15.
Okay, so it's Cameron Aaron alongside Eric Dean here, and we have a new tornado warning now, and this is for parts of Whitley County, also for.
The National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky has issued a tornado warning for southeastern Laurel County, Knox County, north central Whitley County until 2:15 p.m. At 1:44 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Barton, Oregon, 13 miles north of Williamsburg, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Woodbine around 1:50 p.m. Rossland around 1:55 p.m. Emmanuel around 2 p.m. Other locations in the path of this tornadic thunderstorm include Barberville and Green Road. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 2:15 p.m. for the following county: Knox, Kentucky.
From Morristown.
Let's see what we've got. Looks like it's coming from Jackson.
Okay, so yeah, this is from Jackson. So this is giving us a better look at this. And again, right on top of downtown Corbin. So this is your rotation. We don't have anything that's confirmed at this hour, but still take this seriously. Go ahead and go to your safe place. That's the lowest floor on a small room near the center, away from windows. A basement is great. If you don't have a basement, that's okay too. Just be on the lowest floor near the center, away from windows, like a closet, a hallway, a bathroom. You don't want to be in a car. You don't want to be in a mobile home. So if you are in a mobile home or a car, you need to seek better shelter, like a friend's house, a family member's house, a restaurant, a gas station, a convenience store, anything like that. We can almost give I-75 that all clear, not just yet, but in a few more minutes, our next call to action is going to be on US 25E, pushing into parts of Knox County. Can we go a little bit tighter one more time and then take that track back to the east, giving everyone in Knox County that first alert? I'm not sure how quickly this is moving, possibly 45, maybe 50 miles per hour if I had to guess, but I'm not sure how quickly that's moving.
This is moving east at 35 miles per hour, so we'll put the cone on here, and if this holds up, we go east at 35. So this is going to take us to the next 12 minutes. There you go. Gray, Rossland, the Arkell area, and the Crane Nest area. Yeah. This rotation is... Yeah, you need to be in your basement or lowest level of your house right now.
So Gray, you're next up in line. So again, you have less than 10 minutes over in Knox County in the Gray community on Highway 25E, and also coming up close to looks like that's Highway 329, I think, over there in Knox County. I can't really see because of the cone.
229.
There we go.
229,
so that's
25
pushing,
east.
Yes, off to the east there. So Girdler on Highway 11. Just keep an eye on this. You're also in that tornado warning, and if that holds together, that'll be close to you in about 15 to 20 minutes. So that first alert there. But again, we have a tornado warning now for parts of Laurel, Whitley, Knox County. This does not include Williamsburg. This does not include London. This does include Corbin. This does include Barberville. So again, here's your rotation right on top of downtown Corbin. We have no reports of anything that's confirmed, but we have some rotation on radar. So you need to be in your safe place. That's the lowest floor near the window, away from windows in a small room. So you need to be in your safe place. Have on shoes. Also have on a helmet to protect your head if there is flying debris. Eric, got anything new?
Yeah, I was going to say the gate-to-gate shear with this rotation is about 25 miles per hour. So we are seeing some rotation with this system. I do want to go back to the First Alert Live Pinpoint Doppler radar. We'll go ahead and turn this on. And you can see we are seeing some hail with this as well, right here, just to the west of the North Corbin area. Let me see if I can get some information on this.
I'm also just kind of behind the scenes here, tracking a little bit of rotation near the Kentucky-Tennessee border in southern Whitley County. So there's no warning in place, but just a heads up, watch that cell. If you're in Middlesboro, if you're in Harrogate, if you're in Pineville, we could see a little bit of rotation kind of riding the Kentucky and Tennessee border. So a first alert there. Again, nothing that is warned at this hour, but if it holds together, that may be an issue for our friends in parts of Bell County a little bit later.
Okay, so we're turning on the storm tracks here so we can kind of get some, here you go. This part, you can see where some of the rotation is in the kind of the track that it's moving. So we'll go ahead and put some information on here as well. The flooding impacts, 4 wind impact, hail impact is a 4.3 speed. This is moving 36 miles per hour east-northeast. It's taking more of a northeasterly approach now at around 36 miles per hour. So this is something that, like I said, Cameron, we've been talking about this now for the past several days to kind of get ready, and now it is here.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can find.
We're getting reports of multiple trees down in Powell County. So again, that's the part of the storm that we talked about before the tornado warning was issued, of some very strong straight line winds. So we are getting some reports now of trees down in Powell County, and that's close to the Mountain Parkway in Powell County, close to Stanton. So this is not the only game in town. We do have a tornado warning, but we also have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, and that can be just as dangerous.
That thunderstorm watch that we were talking about earlier has been extended. It now includes the hazard area. So we'll get that off of here real quick, and that way I can show the updated map. We do have a new tornado warning out too. Let's see what we've got. This is for Bell and Whitley County.
That was the one that I just showed. Okay, great.
Bell, Whitley County is now under a tornado warning. This includes the
City of Middlesboro.
City of Middlesboro, Pearl, and Prudence. So if you live in this area, or if you know people that's in this area, please get to your basement, get to your lowest level of the house, away from windows. As Cameron mentioned, make sure you have a helmet. Make sure you put a lot of padding between you and the outdoors.
Exactly. This goes until 2:15 this afternoon. So we now have 2 different tornado warnings. One that is pushing into Knox, also Laurel County, and one that is over parts of southern Whitley, pushing into Bell County. So a first alert in Middlesboro. You have some time. If you live in a mobile home, go ahead and go to your better safe place, a family member's home, a friend's home, a Walmart, a gas station, whatever you can find that offers better shelter than a mobile home. But here is your rotation close to the Kentucky and Tennessee border, close to parts of southeastern Whitley County, pushing into parts of Bell County. Again, this is I-75. This is not included in the tornado warning. This is Williamsburg, also not in the tornado warning, but for parts of far southeastern. And there you go. There's
The National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky has issued a tornado warning for southern Bell County, southeastern Whitley County until 2:15 p.m. At 1:51 p.m., a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over Wilkerson, or 13 miles southeast of Williamsburg, moving east at 35 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This dangerous storm will be near Wilkerson around 1:55 p.m. Newtown around 2:05 p.m. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 2:15 p.m. for the following county: Bell, Kentucky.
It's the lowest floor, small room, away from windows. Can we go back up to the northern storm here? And then we have 2 different tornado warnings now. We have one that's parts of Whitley County, and again, that. Can we actually go back a little bit further north really quickly, Eric, and take a look at this part just to the east
of London.
This is not warned, but again, just like that Whitley County one, let's keep an eye on this one. A first alert over in Clay County. If this holds together, let's keep an eye on that and see what the National Weather Service wants to do. But we do have a tornado warning for parts of southern Laurel County. That does not include the city of London, but that does include far southern Laurel County. If we can go back to that southern cell that is warned, and that will be for parts of Knox County and to parts of Laurel County. And again, this one is starting to fizzle. So some good news with this line of showers and storms. This is not the setup that would produce those long track tornadoes that's on the ground for a long time. These will be those quick spin ups that could produce for 5, maybe 10 minutes and then it's gone. So this is one of those situations to where it's going to be a pretty quick moving system. The main threat, strong straight line winds, but we could see a few quick spin up tornadoes and they're not going to be on the ground long. Notice this one's starting to fizzle out, but still on the Laurel County, pushing into parts of Knox County border. Right there on the border is the potential for some rotation. That's going to continue pushing on to the north and east. We can give an all clear to the I-75 corridor for the tornadic part of the cell, but we could still see possibly some straight line winds as this pushes off to the east on the I-75 corridor. But our attention is now turning to the potential for another tornado warning now over parts of Bell County. What you got?
If we can get master control to hit the streaming button, we're not online. So let's go ahead and see if we can get that taken care of. Okay, thank you so much. While we're doing that, I'll go ahead and take over the this new severe thunderstorm warning. This severe thunderstorm warning for Campbell, Claiborne, and Union County. This is until 2:15. Cam, this does have a tornado possible tag on it with considerable damage. So this is something, look at the wind at this, 70-mile-per-hour wind. So that wind is starting to pick up yet again. So again, this is something that, you know, we're going to keep an eye on. Let's go ahead and take a look here now.
Hey, Travis.
At our...
do you know if anyone is in the newsroom? Okay.
At our
Sorry, Eric,
velocity, let me see what we've got here. Yeah, it's... If you look, Cam, it's starting to kind of bow out a little bit over towards the Clearfield area. You can kind of see how it's starting to get its act together. We have a new thunderstorm warning out again. This is another one with considerable damage. This is for Estill, Menifee, Powell, and it looks like Wolfe County. This goes into effect until 2:15. Again,
really quickly,
70 mile an hour's wind is the main threat.
We're getting multiple trees down in Pulaski County and also some reports from Laurel County. So this little line means business as it pushes through. So you really need to take this seriously.
Absolutely. And again, a quick recap, Cameron. We'll go ahead and go through the tornado warnings again. Tornado warning in effect for Knox, Laurel, Whitley County. This goes into effect until 2:15. And then that second tornado warning is in effect. This is for Bell and Whitley County. Bell and Whitley County. This goes into effect until 2:15 as well.
Yeah, let's focus on that southern sail. Let's go back to the velocity if we can. Some good news, that northern sail, not as strong as it was. The velocity is starting to kind of fizzle out with that northern sail, but this one still some pretty tight rotation over parts of southwestern Bell County. And again, this is Highway 74. This is Highway 190 over in Bell County. This is Claiborne County, Tennessee. This is Bell County, Kentucky. And there is your possible tornado. Some good news, we have nothing that's confirmed at this hour, but again, that doesn't mean that one can't drop down pretty soon, because we do have the atmospheric dynamics and we have the thermodynamics for this to possibly develop. So just be sure that you take it seriously and you go ahead and go to that safe place. This is basically following Highway 74 right into downtown Middlesboro over the next 10 to 15 minutes. So again, if you're in Middlesboro, go to your safe place. That's the lowest floor in a small room away from windows. Put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. You don't want to be in a car. You don't want to be in a mobile home. This is Highway 25E, and this is also a highway you don't want to be on until this circulation passes. So Eric is highlighting that possible rotation there over southwestern Bell County, and this is why we're on the air. We have a tornado warning now in place for parts of Bell County. We can give you the all clear in Whitley County. This is now solely into Bell County, so if you live west of the Pearl area over parts of Whitley County, this is an all clear for you from this particular cell. We could have more rounds later this evening, also tonight, so don't let your guard down just yet. But we do have a tornado warning now for parts of Bell County, I think until 2:15. Is that correct?
2:15 is correct, yes.
Okay, cool.
And while we're at it, because we do have a new severe thunderstorm warning out, and I'm wondering if this is the one. No, this is not. For Rowan County, considerable damage, 70-mile-an-hour winds with this system. And Cameron, as you said, we are getting some damage reports. Let's see if they're popping up on here yet. They are not popping up on here at this time, so that'll be something that we'll keep an eye on. I want to go back to that southern tornado warning real quick, and we'll go ahead and pinpoint a couple of locations here, because the rotation here, if you look towards the Fond area, you can see how it's starting to get that curvature still. So this is something that we'll be keeping an eye on over the next several minutes. This is moving to the east at around 35 miles per hour. So we'll put a storm track on here and pinpoint some locations. Again, Middlesboro, you're in the path of this system. Middlesboro, it'll be near your area around 215, the Hutch area 225, the Nash Mill area at around 228. See if we have anything coming in. Let's see.
Can we do a little bit, because we're getting a lot of questions for people that are not under anything at this point. Let's do a little bit of a reset.
Yep.
We're at 2 o'clock. You're watching WYMT. We're on air. We're on Facebook. We're on WYMT.com. We have one tornado warning now for parts of Bell County. Let's do a wide reset here. And all of this, these are severe thunderstorm warnings. That doesn't mean to ignore those. I know a lot of time people can ignore those severe thunderstorm warnings, but these today mean business. They could produce winds up to 60, possibly 70 miles per hour. And that was basically going from Rowan County through parts of Morgan County into Breathitt County, close to Perry County over there, close to Buckhorn. There we go. And then moving through places like Bell County. This is the one tornado warning that we have. So if you're watching us and you're not in Bell County, you do not have a tornado warning. If you're in Pineville, this does not include you. Again, technically a tornado warning for parts of Knox. That storm has fizzled. Could it produce strong straight line winds? Yes, but the rotation's just not there. That's good news. But we are watching out for the rotation to continue over this far southern cell, pushing into parts of Bell County south of Pineville. If you are in Pineville, this is not for you. A severe thunderstorm warning, yes, but the tornadic part of this cell is off to the south. This will be a Middlesboro storm, not a Pineville storm in terms of the tornado warning. So again, that's the one warning that we have that's tornadic. Technically, we have another one, but again, this one not as severe as the one to the south. This one's starting to fizzle in terms of the rotation. But again, that could still produce winds up to 60, possibly 70 miles per hour. Giving you that first alert over in Middlesboro, you have less than 20 minutes there until that's on top of you. Harrogate over in Claiborne County. We'll see what the Weather Service in Morristown, Tennessee wants to do with that, as Claiborne County belongs to them. Bell County belongs to Jackson, Kentucky's Weather Service office. And again, that will continue pushing off to the east. If this is extended, this will be more of a northeastern Tennessee threat, possibly a southwestern Harlan County threat if it holds together. But again, that's a big if, because this is not the day where the tornado warnings are going to last for hours and hours and hours. Could we see a quick spin up? It's possible, but this is mainly a strong straight line wind threat. Can we go back to the velocity really quickly?
Yeah.
And let's see what it's showing here in far south. And again, there you go right there. So there's your rotation. Let's go a little bit tighter if we can. And again, this is just to the west of downtown Middlesboro. And this is on top of Highway 74. Over in Bell County. So there's your rotation. Again, we have nothing that's confirmed at this hour, but that doesn't mean that one can't drop just like that. So go ahead and go to your safe place, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. No mobile homes, no cars. No one should be driving on Highway 25E from Pineville to the Cumberland Gap until we give you the all clear. And no one should be driving on Highway 74 in Bell County, period, until this storm passes. Again, this is following Highway 74 into downtown Middlesboro. There's the Cumberland Gap at 221. If you know anyone that may be spending the weekend over at the Cumberland Gap National Park, just go ahead and call them, text them, make sure that they know that there is a tornado warning in place. Again, we have nothing that's confirmed, but we do have an active warning. What you got?
So this is on the National Weather Service chat. Laurel County, possible tornado around the Old Way Road and the Lick Ford Road area.
Okay, I'm
so
not sure
that's something that we'll have to keep an eye on there. It's been up for a couple minutes, but that's on the National Weather Service chat right now. Claiborne, Hancock, Lee County, we do have a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag on there. This goes into effect until 2:45. We also have for, let's see what we have, towards the Louisa area, tornado possible, severe thunderstorm warning. That goes into effect until 3:15.
Okay.
So these systems, this system means business, if you will. These are fast-moving systems. They've been moving between 35 to as fast as 60 mile per hour, depending on the location. The big thing, yes, we do have the tornado possible tag, but the big thing with these storms is the straight line wind. Some places seeing winds as high as 60 to even 70 miles per hour. So this is something that we're going to keep an eye on as this system pushes through. And again, we've been giving you the first alert now for a few days now with this system, and now it's finally here. And this is one that you don't want to mess with. It's caused trees to go down across central Kentucky. It's caused power to go out across central and western Kentucky. And then back behind us, this is round 2. So this is something that we'll be monitoring as it pushes through eastern Kentucky. The good news, though, if you will, is behind this system, the temperatures are starting to drop. Louisville's already in the 60s. We're still in the 80s at this time. So there's a little bit of good news there. We don't have the instability, if you will, for these to keep going on. So that's kind of a little bit of good news there with round 2.
So they've canceled the warning for Laurel, Whitley. They continue it for Knox. They've canceled the warning for Whitley. They continue it for Bell. So we're down to 2 counties now under a tornado warning. Is it possible to turn off the lightning, Eric? That's just so much lightning. It's kind of covering up the screen. Yep. So there we go. So there's the tornado warning now for parts of Bell County until 2:15. Technically a tornado warning for parts of Knox County, but again, that one just not overly impressive. I am more concerned with the Bell County system as opposed to the Knox County system. The Weather Service in Morristown, which covers the our 2 Southwest Virginia counties, Lee and Wise, also for Campbell and Claiborne County, says they are closely watching that system in Bell County. If the rotation holds together, it will move into Lee County, Virginia. So just a heads up, there's no warning in place as of right now in terms of tornado, but we do have a severe thunderstorm warning now for parts of Lee County. Also one for, I see a big chunk of southeast Kentucky, Eric.
We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning out for Harlan, Leslie, Letcher, and Perry County. This goes into effect until the top of the hour, or 3 o'clock, I should say. This is for southern Perry County. Let me be very clear with this. This does not include the city of Hazard, but it does include the southern part of Perry County.
Looks like it's basically from Jeff to the south. So from the Jeff area of Perry County and back to the south.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is brand new as of a few minutes ago. This does expire at 3 o'clock. And Cameron, while we discuss this, I'm going to look and see if we have any. We do. We have a. I'm looking up some of the counties in eastern Kentucky. Some customers without power right now. Estill County looks like 8,167 people or customers are without power. Jackson County, 7,709.
And again, this is not from a tornado. These are from straight line winds.
13,000 in Knox County, Whitley County, 4,611
So we have
customers.
Thousands, to say the least.
Yeah. And again, this is just round 1.
Yeah, can we zoom out really quickly and show the entire region? Let's do a track on the entire line. Let's turn off the lightning and just turn on the radar. And let's do the leading edge of the, it looks like the warnings may be covering up the heaviest part of the line. But let's give everyone out in front. So there we go. So let's kind of push that out at probably about 50. I can check off screen here to see how quickly these are moving. I would say they're moving at a pretty good clip.
They were moving between 35 to 60.
So let's see. This is going east at 60. So yeah, let's push that off to the east for about an hour, and that should put us into the Big Sandy Valley. And let's give everyone that heads up. Oh, we go Pat. Oh, okay, there we go. Yeah. So about 1 hour. So you got Jackson, 2:16 over in Breathitt County, Hazard, 2:30. So you have less than 30 minutes here in downtown Hazard. You have Louisa over in Lawrence County, 2:54. Pikeville, as it pushes into Pike County, you have about an hour. So a first alert in Pike County, you have about 1 hour. And these are not going to weaken. These are moving into an atmosphere that has not been touched so far today. So these are not going to weaken. Now, that doesn't mean that you'll see a tornado, but this does mean that you will see some pretty gusty winds, some heavy rain, lots of lightning as this pushes off to the east. So a first alert about 1 hour for Pike County, also moving into parts of Martin County and eventually into our southern West Virginia counties. But we are on the air for a tornado warning. If we can go back to the one that's in Bell County.
Yep.
And again, that is our one that is the most concerning, technically, unless they've canceled the one that's for Knox, and they may have, which I agree with, but we do have the one that's still in place for parts of Bell County, and that is going to be, no, it looks like it's still there. So there's the one that's for Knox. But again, the one that's for Knox County, not as impressive as the one that's for Bell County. And again, that's technically a tornado warning for parts of Knox County until 2:15, and that will expire in about 5 minutes. Not overly concerned with this one. This one still has our attention, though. If we can go back to the velocity and see what it's looking like here as we approach the 2:10 hour. And again, there you go. So I would not be surprised to see the Weather Service maybe extend this out a little bit further, because this will technically expire in about 5 minutes, but that rotation is still there. So Middlesboro, First alert, go to your safe place, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows. Put on a helmet, put on shoes. You don't want to be in a car. You don't want to be in a mobile home. This is on Highway 25E, pushing over parts of southern Bell County. And if you know anyone that's in Middlesboro that may not be paying attention to the weather, not everyone pays attention to the weather, but on a day like today, you need to go ahead and seek shelter and pay attention to the forecast as we have some threatening weather across eastern Kentucky and southeast Kentucky at this hour, as this is a tornado warning. But again, some good news, unless Eric, if you've seen anything differently, I've not seen anything that shows a confirmation of this. This is still a radar-indicated tornado over parts of southern Bell County.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting on here. I'm not seeing anything on the chat in regards to this. So yeah, it looks like it's still Doppler radar indicated.
Awesome.
Yeah, it is Doppler radar indicated. So.
Okay, so again, Middlesboro, this is...
It's over you right now.
Your call to action. You have to be in your safe place in Middlesboro, all the way down to the Kentucky and Tennessee border, all the way down to the tunnel that goes into parts of Claiborne County, Tennessee, at the Cumberland Gap. You've got to be in your safe place. Again, this does not include downtown Pineville. This is south of Pineville, but this is for Middlesboro. And Eric, I'm going to get some water really quickly if you want to take it away for a few minutes.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. So again, quick recap. We'll do a master reset here. Let me get this going. All right, so let's do a master reset. We will do the grand tour and give you the grand scheme of what's going on. We do have the tornado warning in effect for Knox County until 2:15. Severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. This is for Breathitt, Clay, Laurel, Owsley until 2:30. We do have a new tornado warning in effect. This is brand new, and this is for Claiborne. Cameron, you called it. Claiborne, Hancock, and Lee County. This includes the Cumberland Gap area. This goes into effect until 2:45. Let me see if I can get some information on this. Let's see what's going on here. I don't have any information on that, but yeah, so it is for Claiborne, Hancock, and Lee County. This includes the Cumberland Gap, the Ewing area, the Harrogate area, as well as the Shawnee area. Let me pull up, it's coming up on my phone here so I can read the information real quick. At 2:11, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located over the Fond area or 7 miles west of Middlesboro. This is moving to the east at 40 miles per hour, so it is starting to pick up some steam. We'll go ahead and turn everything off and we'll do the radar only. We'll do a storm track on this at 40 miles per hour. And you can see exactly where that line is, right there, Middlesboro, just south of Pineville. So we'll go ahead and put the tracker on here at 40. And you can see, there it is.
Really quickly, I also want to mention we are getting some reports from the Cumberland Valley of trees down. So I don't know if that's associated. I didn't get a location on that, but I'm assuming that it's probably from straight line winds. But again, there are some timings on that new tornado warning.
So yeah, Harrogate 213, the Riverview area 216, Forge Ridge 219, Ewing 234, the Eds Mill area 240. So if you live in the cities that I just mentioned, please be in your basement or the lowest level of your house. Get away from windows. Make sure you have a lot of protection between you and the outdoors. Again, just please stay safe as these systems push through, and these are fast-moving systems.
Yeah, also in Harrogate we have LMU campus, so I'm not sure if students are still there. Maybe they're on summer break at this point. I would assume so, but if anyone is close to LMU, you also want to be in your safe place over in Harrogate for Claiborne County, Tennessee. But again, this is a tornado warning for a storm that's basically on top now of downtown Middlesboro over in Bell County. So we have a tornado warning for Bell County pushing into parts of Claiborne, also for Lee County, Virginia. And again, this is going to include parts of southwestern Lee County. If we can go back to what you got.
We have a new severe thunderstorm warning out. This does include the hazard area.
Okay, and this is for 70-mile-per-hour winds, folks. So again, this is nothing to play away with, you need to go ahead and go to your safe place, not for a tornado, but from some very strong straight line winds.
Yep.
And these have a history and have a potential to knock down trees and power lines across the region. This is a considerable threat tag for winds up to 70 miles per hour. And that is not, it doesn't matter if that's in a straight line or if it's in a tornado. If it's 70 miles per hour, that can knock down some trees and do some damage. So a severe thunderstorm warning now. That includes Jackson. That also includes the city of Hazard. That includes the city of Hindman as well, even into parts of Prestonsburg for Floyd, all of Floyd County, all of Knott County, all of Breathitt County, all of Perry County, all of Leslie County, all of Magoffin County. You're now under a severe thunderstorm warning for the potential for winds up to 70 miles per hour. But again, our focus is still going to be on this tornado warning, as it has the biggest threat to produce the most widespread damage. If we can go to the velocity really quickly, Eric, and see where that velocity couplet is still kind of setting up shop there, and it's right on top of downtown Middlesboro. Can we go a little bit tighter? And there you go. So this is looking at the wind, and this is from the Jackson National Weather Service office. So you got red color, that is wind going away from Jackson. You got, what you got?
New tornado warning.
Okay, where's that for?
This is for, again, Claiborne, Hancock, and Lee.
Okay.
So this is looks like an extension of that.
No, what is this one? I think this may be for Harlan. Like this one right here?
This is
right there. Yeah, so for extreme southern Harlan County, this is now a tornado warning for extreme southern Harlan County. This does not include Harlan, the city of Harlan, the city of Cumberland. This does not include you. This is for a small sliver of extreme southern Harlan County on Highway 987, the Martins Fork area. If you're close to the Kentucky and Virginia border in Harlan County, this is kind of to the south and west of Black Mountain as well. So south and west of Black Mountain on Highway 987 in Harlan County. Go to your safe place, as this is a continuation of that tornado warning from Bell County. But again, we do have some rotation that's close to downtown Middlesboro. And this is where the warnings can get a little bit funky, because these counties belong to the National Weather Service in Morristown. These counties belong to the National Weather Service in Jackson. So you can see there's a little bit of overlay, a little bit that doesn't match, but still, that doesn't matter. If you live in eastern Bell County, extreme southern Harlan County, also to the west of Ed's Mill and Lee County, Virginia, this is a tornado warning for you until 2:45. I think this one's until 2:30, right? Or is that also 2:45?
Let's see. This one is also until 2:45. So
Okay.
they will both expire at the same time.
Awesome.
And I've got the information for that tornado warning right here.
Okay.
I know we read it earlier. At 2:11, a severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado is located over the Fond area, or 7 miles west of Middlesboro. This is moving to the east at 40 miles per hour. Main impacts, obviously, flying debris will be damage to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes can and will be destroyed or damaged. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. That is the verbatim from the National Weather Service out of Morristown. So again, if you're near the Harrogate area, you've got about 3 minutes. This system's going to be right over you at around 2:20. So this is one system that we do not want to.
The National Weather Service in Jackson, Kentucky has issued a tornado warning for southwestern Harlan County, southeastern Bell County until 2:45 p.m. At 2:15 p.m., severe thunderstorms capable of producing both tornadoes and extensive straight line wind damage were located over Hutch or near Middlesboro, moving east at 40 miles per hour. Hazard, tornado. Source, radar indicated rotation. Impact, flying debris will be dangerous to those caught without shelter. Mobile homes will be damaged or destroyed. Damage to roofs, windows, and vehicles will occur. Tree damage is likely. This tornadic thunderstorm will remain over mainly rural areas of southwestern Harlan and southeastern Bell counties, including the following locations: Schley. Repeating, a tornado warning has been issued until 2:45 p.m. for the following counties in Kentucky: Bell and Harlan.
Wesley County, Harlan and Harlan County, Hazard and Perry County, possibly Hindman over in Knott County. And again, these are not tornado warned, but these are severe thunderstorm. What you got?
I'm going to call up our hazard camera in a few minutes, see if we can see if we can move that around, see if we can get a good vantage point of this storm.
Can we go back while you do that really quickly? Let's go to the Bell County storm and let's sit on velocity for a second while you pull up the camera, and I can talk about that for a little bit. This is probably close to the Bell and Lee County border. Let's go in a little bit tighter. And some good news. So Middlesboro, all clear. US 25E, a few more minutes, but Middlesboro, all clear for you. The circulation is now off to the east, and some good news. So here's your circulation. It's not as well defined, not as tight as it was just a few minutes ago. So again, this is velocity. This is showing the wind in the storm. The red color, that's wind going away from the radar. The green color is wind going towards the radar, and we have those winds kind of touching there. And this is actually coming from the Morristown radar. You can see that those winds are going away from Morristown, going towards Morristown in Tennessee. So there is your counterclockwise rotation coming into Lee County, Virginia. This is Highway 58 now coming into Lee County, Virginia. Here's the Kaler area. The Gibson Mill area, again, this is Lee County, Virginia, not Lee County, Kentucky. This is a tornado warning now for parts of eastern Bell County, pushing into extreme southern Harlan County, also for parts of Lee County, Virginia. And this is going to be for the potential for a quick spin-up tornado. Some good news, we have no reports of a confirmed tornado. Also, I haven't had any reports of damage coming from this system in Middlesboro or in Bell County for that matter. So I do think that if we had something on the ground in Middlesboro, because so many people live there, we would have known about it by now. So again, that's some good news there, but still take it seriously. If you live in eastern Bell County pushing into Lee County, Virginia, this is a tornado warning that will last until 2:45. So we have about 24 more minutes there with this system, but I will say it's not as well defined as it was about 10 to 15 minutes ago. So that's good news there. You just saw the radar updates and a pretty similar story. Your rotation will be right here on the Bell County, Lee County border of Virginia and Kentucky, just to the north and west of Gibson Mill on Highway 58, just to the south and east of the Calmer area over in Bell County. And again, this will continue pushing off, basically riding the border of Kentucky and Tennessee, or Kentucky and Virginia, I should say. So if you live close to the Kentucky and Virginia border in Lee County, Virginia, Bell County, Kentucky, or Harlan County, Kentucky, now is your call to action to go ahead and go to your safe place. And that is a small room on the lowest floor near the center, away from windows. You don't want to be in a mobile home. You don't want to be in a car. If you're in a mobile home or a car, go to your friend's house, a family member's house, a gas station, a restaurant, a convenience store, anything that offers more substantial shelter. You also don't want to be outside with this system. If you know anyone that may be on the lake or on the river this weekend, it's a holiday weekend. A lot of us had plans, myself included, but here we are. We're dealing with some severe weather. Mother Nature is throwing us a curveball today, but I mean, we knew this was coming, so we gave you the first alert a few days ago. So hopefully everyone has that plan in place, as this is now a call to action for parts of southeastern Bell County pushing into Lee County, Virginia. Is that camera ready to go over there, Eric? Or
there is nothing
that's
substantial.
showing?
No,
okay.
There's nothing on the camera there.
Okay.
I do want to go over the new severe thunderstorm warning that is out. This is for Breathitt, Knott, Magoffin, and Perry County. This is the considerable damage against 70-mile-an-hour winds. With this goes into effect until 3:50. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn off this box here.
The Weather Service is also, just to pass this along, watching out for some rotation in Lee County. So just a heads up, there's no tornado warning, but there is a little bit of rotation. We talked about this earlier, Eric. This line, it can and will produce those quick little kinks, those quick spin-up tornadoes, not the kind that will last for hours, but the kind that could last for 5 minutes tops. So we'll kind of keep an eye on that.
So I'm going to pinpoint this real quick, just to kind of get our bearings. So here's hazard, okay? I want to use our measuring tool here just to show you this system's only about 21 miles away from the hazard area. Jackson, the heaviest part is about 7 miles away from you guys. So you can see here, Cameron, with our storm track tool here, this is definitely pushing, inching closer to some cities here. So here's a new let's see, this is the tornado warning until 2:45. This is an update.
Let me pass this along really
Go ahead.
quickly. We're getting our first damage report from Bell County, and this is from the Fond area. So this is where that circulation moved over. Not saying this is confirmed from a tornado, but we are getting some reports now from the Fond area of Bell County. Trees down on a power line, also shingles blown off a roof in the Fond area. So again, that's the same storm that's now pushing over parts of southeastern Bell County. Just passing that along there.
Okay, thank you so much for that. I do have a couple of reports, 3 reports to pass along here. We'll go ahead and call these up. Just to the south and east of the London area, 1 small tree and half of another tree blown down in the vicinity of the Memory Lane area. Another one just to the west of Middlesboro, 2-foot diameter tree on a power line and shingles blown off a roof in the Fond area. And then towards the Somerset area, we have a couple there, 59-mile-per-hour wind gusts there. That was from the Mesonet station there. And then we have multiple trees blown down, including over power lines in the vicinity of the Bridge Hollow area, State Branch Spur, and the Slate Branch Road area towards the Braunston area. So we are getting those reports now pushing into eastern Kentucky. Cameron, do you have anything on your end?
Not new, but let's do this. Let's go back to the radar.
Okay.
And let's kind of zoom out and show everyone the potential for our next round of severe weather. Before we do, let me say this. I think this will be our strongest of the day. I think this batch will be the one that produces the most damage, but let's kind of go back to the west and notice this. This is round 2 of the day. There is another squall line, but notice this one not as put together as the one out front. So the one out front is stealing the moisture, stealing the instability. It's stealing the storm fuel from this second round, but still, don't let your guard down. If you're out and about on this Sunday, we could still see some more gusty winds, some more heavy rain, some more lightning as this pushes through. And possibly tonight, a third round, that's still be determined. So we'll kind of watch out for that. But we could see 2 more potential rounds of strong to severe storms. But I do think this one will be the main show of the day, as it is the first that's kind of tapping into our environment of this Sunday. As we still have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings, we have some that are considerable damage threats. That means that could produce winds up to 70, possibly more than 70 miles per hour. If we can go back to the home view, we'll kind of show you that squall line as a whole. And it stretches from Moorhead all the way down to Middlesboro. You can see how it kind of has that backwards S shape. That kind of shows you, so right here, also right here. Those are the 2 spots I would watch out for the potential for winds up to 70 between Moorhead and Jackson, between Hazard and Harlan. Those 2 spots could produce winds up to 70 miles per hour. The southern tail could produce a quick spin-up tornado as it pushes east of Middlesboro. What you got?
Whitley County is now reporting 692 customers without power.
Okay.
Knox County is reporting 96 customers without power. Laurel County, 1,435 customers. Pulaski County, 7,185. McCreary County, 2,815. Menifee County, 2,149. That's why we are saying it is imperative that you have multiple ways to receive notifications, because if the power goes out, we still stream on our mobile devices, so you can still get the first alert from us.
Yes. Can we do a little bit of a track of the entire squall line, please?
All right, let's see what we've got. So we'll go ahead and put the storm track on here. It's moving at about 60 miles per hour. Let me fix this. And again, it is moving to the east at 60. So we'll go ahead and put the storm track on here with the correct time. And we'll go straight to radar only. And so here's the squall line right here. We'll go ahead and draw this out. And here we go. So for the next 45 minutes, Jackson 228, Harlan 233, Hazard 239 is the ETA for here. Grayson 246, Paintsville 255, Louisa 304, Pikeville 316. So if you are in one of those cities that I just mentioned, here's your first alert. You need to be getting ready as this storm is pushing your way. And we have seen multiple reports, and we've heard multiple reports of trees down, power lines down, A lot of customers across eastern Kentucky without power, especially central Kentucky. And as Cameron mentioned, this is just round one. Round two will be coming through later on. But again, if you're in one of the cities that I just mentioned, Jackson, Harlan, Hazard, Grayson, Willard, Paintsville, Cannonsburg, Louisa, Fayette, Pikeville, this system is heading your way, and some of these storms, Cameron, they do have the considerable damage tag, which means 70-mile-per-hour wind and greater.
Yes, let's go back to our one tornado warning of the period right now. And that's for parts of southeastern Bell County, pushing to extreme southern Harlan County. That does not include downtown Harlan. Also for parts of Lee County and extreme northeastern Claiborne County, Tennessee, basically close to the Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia borders. Right here is where the possible tornado would be. And this is Highway 58 in Lee County, Virginia, that runs from Pennington Gap over to near Middlesboro. This is the Ewing area. Can we go to the velocity? And there is the rotation that is cause for concern. So kind of on Highway 58, a first alert. If you live in southwestern Lee County, Virginia, close to the Ewing area, this is going to be coming right over you. So you can go ahead and go to your safe place. Again, that's the lowest floor in a small room near the center and away from windows. You don't want to be in a car. No one should be driving on Highway 58 from Pennington Gap all the way to the Kentucky and Virginia and Tennessee borders for the next 20 minutes or so until this system passes. Again, this is our one tornado warning of the day, but we have multiple active severe thunderstorm warnings, and those can be just as dangerous as they have the potential to produce winds up to 60, possibly 70 miles per hour. We have thousands of people without power this afternoon on this Sunday across the region. So again, just be sure that your devices are charged and you have multiple ways to receive warnings, because we're not done with that severe weather chance just yet, as this is a tornado warning now for Lee County, Virginia. You got something, Eric?
So yeah, just kind of give you a little bit of kind of get our bearings straight with where this rotation is. So you see where Kaler is circled right now, over towards the Wilderness Road Bed and Breakfast area. That's kind of where the rotation is being situated right now. So if you're near the Wilderness Road Bed and Breakfast area, also over towards the Kaler Road area. If you keep going across, you have the Brooks Cemetery area, Norway Road area, as well as the Lincoln Memorial University area. Rotation is kind of forming around that area, Cam. So just kind of give you a little bit of points of interest with where this rotation is, if you will.
Yes. Can we go back to a little bit of a wider view and showing the straight line wind thread? I do think that will be the bigger story of the day. Could we see a spin up? It's possible, but for most of us, the most widespread issue is going to be from this squall line stretching from I-64 all the way down to the Kentucky and Tennessee border. So this is a system that's going to impact all of us to go into this afternoon, and this has history and the potential to produce winds up to 60, possibly 70 miles per hour. So some timings in Hazard, you're running out of time, less than 10 minutes. 2:45 over in Cumberland for Harlan County. Paintsville over in Johnson County, 2:55, so about 20 minutes, give or take, over in Johnson County. Louisa just after 3 o'clock there, so about 30 minutes over in Lawrence County, and pushing into West Virginia after that. So again, this is not a tornadic situation for most of us. We have that one warning that's tornadic over parts of Bell, also Lee County, Virginia. But we do have a blanket of severe thunderstorm warnings. And I'm interested to see, Eric, that camera whenever it gets closer to us to see what the conditions look like outside.
Yeah, I've got it called up now, so we can take, if we can get Max 2 up, I will go ahead and call up the camera here. Yeah, okay. Max 2 on air, and you can see there's the WYMT studio camera here in Hazard, and right now it's not moving at all. Matter of fact, I'll go ahead and call up the latest observations from downtown, just to kind of give you an indication. We only have winds out of the south-southwest at 6 miles per hour. So right now, consider this the calm before the storm, if you will. Cam?
Yeah, and just check out those conditions. You can see, we took it down. But the temperature up to 79, the dew point 66. That's some pretty juicy air for the later half of May as we get towards the end of May here. A quick moving month. But anyway, 79 degrees, 66 here in Hazard. So again, this is some ripe atmosphere for some severe weather. It says sunny, but again, we are tracking those clouds to increase and that severe weather chance to also increase. It's 2:34. You're watching WYMT on air, also on Facebook and on WYMT.com. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cameron Aaron alongside First Alert Meteorologist Eric Dean, and we are tracking a severe weather situation across eastern Kentucky. We have one active tornado warning, and that is pushing into parts of Lee County, Virginia. But for the rest of us, can we show the alert map to show how expansive the severe thunderstorm warnings are? And it will probably take us all the way into the Big Sandy Valley over the next hour or so, as it pushes off to the east. And again, this is not for a tornado, but this is for possibly winds up to 60, maybe 70 miles per hour. So you can see there, that goes all the way into Pike County. And this is also, can we pull up this one right here? This now has a tornado possible tag on it for the severe thunderstorm warning. And that is for basically hazard south into parts of Harlan, Leslie, Letcher, and Perry County. Again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. That means that the rotation is not quite strong enough yet for a tornado warning, but still, we could see a quick spin up as this line pushes through. So take this seriously, folks. Don't just shrug this off as a severe thunderstorm warning. This line has a history of being strong to severe. Damage from western Kentucky through central Kentucky, also now damaging in eastern Kentucky. So go ahead and go indoors. It is Sunday, the Sunday before Memorial Day. Memorial Day's tomorrow, so a lot of people have plans to be outdoors today, but just not right now. It's not worth it to be outside as this severe storm rolls through. We have gusty winds, we have lightning, we have heavy rain, possibly some small hail, and also the potential for maybe a quick spin up or two. So go ahead and go indoors. If you have friends outside, if you have family members outside at a lake, at the river, at the creek, wherever they may be that's not paying attention to the weather, call them, text them, make sure that they know that we have a line of showers and storms that is pushing through over the next hour or so, and that is pushing ever so closer to parts of Perry and Breathitt counties. Eric, what you got? Anything new over there?
Yeah, if we can go to Max 2, I've called up the Buffalo Mountain camera, and you can see right there exactly where that where the storm is, how it's literally how it's literally just putting.
Okay.
How it's just pushing through.
Is this as far back as we can? Is it as zoomed out as we can go?
That is as zoomed out as far as
I would imagine this is probably a shelf cloud, and then you got your heavy rain back here. So again, we're not looking at any lowerings that is indicative of a tornado, but we are tracking some very heavy rain, some low visibility back here in the distance as that squall line continues pushing off to the east.
Yeah, and if you look, I'll kind of highlight it right here so you can kind of pinpoint. You can look here, you can see the rain shafts right there. So we are seeing some heavy rain. Obviously, we are seeing some heavy wind.
And again, if you're not familiar with Buffalo Mountain, that's in southern Perry County. Let's keep this shot full if we can, Travis.
Yeah,
this is southern Perry County south of Hazard. So, and this is part of the warning that has that tornado possible tag. If we can go back to that Buffalo Mountain camera full screen, please. And let's just keep that full and see what those conditions look like as they push through, because this is what thousands of people are looking at as it moves across our region this afternoon, as we have a blanket of severe thunderstorm warnings in place, and these have the potential to knock out trees, knock out power. So just go ahead and go indoors, everybody. Just stay out and stay indoors. You don't want to be outside as this pushes through. As Eric is scanning the skies there, again, nothing that is indicative of a tornado, nothing that's lower there, but we do have some very dark clouds, some low visibility as this squall line pushes through. Taking a live look from Perry County, from Buffalo Mountain, and this is one spot that's under a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. I do want to mention really quickly, we do have that tornado warning for parts of Lee County, Virginia. That rotation is not overly concerning at this point. It has weakened a little bit, but let's keep this camera full screen.
We now have a severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible tag. This is for Knott, Leslie, Letcher, and Perry County.
Okay, so that's this storm.
It does not include Hazard, but it includes the Buffalo Mountain area.
So that'll be this storm right here. So let's kind of keep an eye on this one and see how it looks. Again, it's less than 10 minutes away from impacting this camera. I would say about 5 to 7 minutes from coming over this camera side. And I would love to see what it looks like as it pushes through. Let's go back to the radar really quickly as we have a little bit of time here before
I've got the information up for you as well.
So that is the warning that Eric talked about, a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. But check out the wind speed, 70 miles per hour. That does not matter if it's in a straight line or if it's tornadic. 70 miles per hour can do some damage, everybody. So go ahead and go indoors. Some good news, the tornado warning was expired for Bell County. It does continue for Harlan County, also for parts of Lee County, Virginia, and that is not for Harlan County or Harlan City, but for the southern parts of Harlan County. But again, the bigger story this afternoon is the straight line wind threats, and that is going to be a thing that impacts all of us. But you can see there that did not include parts of Harlan City itself. This is another.
This is a brand new one.
Okay, severe thunderstorm warning, 70 miles per hour. So again, if you're along and east of Highway 15 this afternoon, this is going to be what you get basically. Severe thunderstorm warning, possibly up to 70, maybe more than 70 miles per hour. That can knock down trees, that can knock out power. At last check, we had thousands of people without power this afternoon, and we do have some damage over parts of the Cumberland Valley.
This is new as well. Harlan and Letcher County until 3:30, tornado possible tag.
Okay, so I'm assuming they're going to drop this tornado warning and just let the possible tag handle that, which I agree with. The rotation not as well defined as
I'm gonna ask, and I don't know if this is possible, if we can have a double box with you in it and Max 2 on there as well, so we can keep an eye on the Buffalo Mountain Cam real time while we're tracking this. There's a way to do that.
How does that sound, Joe or Travis back there?
If not, I can do it through here.
Okay. We'll work on it. But okay, let's go full screen, and you can see that there is your wall of wind right there. You can see there's a little bit of a mountain back there, but it's hard to see because of the rain, the visibility. But this is your wall of wind, your wall of water that will continue pushing right towards our camera. So over the next couple of minutes, you'll see the visibility go down, and this is what everyone is seeing this afternoon. And this is that severe thunderstorm warning. Again, you can't see anything out there, as once this rain starts, it's not going to stop for a little bit. And that's another thing that we should mention, the possibility of some localized flooding with the very heavy rainfall. So again, up to 77, but you can see that rain pushing ever so slightly closer to our camera here. And this is in southern Perry County. Is this looking to the west, I would assume?
I would, yes, it looks like it is.
Okay. And we'll see kind of what this camera shows. Let's see once the wind gets here.
It's starting to shake a little bit.
Yeah, it's still a little bit away from us, but we'll see what it looks like once it pushes closer. Again, this is Buffalo Mountain from Perry County, just to the south of downtown Hazard. Everyone from Louisa. Okay, let's see. Are we still up, guys? Okay. So we took a little bit of a power hit, but we're okay.
We just took a hit.
Okay.
All of my stuff just got turned off. So
well, we'll keep Buffalo full screen.
Yeah,
and
keep Buffalo full screen. I've got to reboot back here.
Okay. It probably just needs to be turned back on.
Yep.
So we just took a little bit of a power hit here at the station. I would imagine a lot of people are losing power at this point from Breathitt County pushing into Perry County, also for Letcher County. And again, this is a very serious situation. Go ahead and go indoors. This is not a tornado warning, but this is a very severe thunderstorm warning. Winds up to 60, possibly 70 miles per hour. And
you can hear it coming down here at the station.
The lights are still blinking here at the station, as I'm sure a lot of y'all's are as well. And again, Travis, do you know if this camera is still working or is it froze? Okay, because it seems like it hasn't. Okay, because it seems like it hasn't moved. So I wanted to see if it was just kind of out, or if it's out, or if it's just kind of needs to be rebooted. Okay. Okay, so camera is out. Is the WYMT studio roof camera working by chance? Can we try to get that one to pop up?
The roof cam is up. Okay. No, the roof camera, Buffalo Mountain is down. Let me look at the studio cam. And no, studio camera is down too.
Okay.
So we have no webcams.
Okay.
We have nothing.
So let's take off this box and let's just show the radar. And again, this wall of water, this wall of wind is pushing through Hazard right now. I'm not sure if you can hear it on our mics, but it's coming down pretty good here.
It is coming down
Let's turn off
hard.
the lightning and also turn off the or let's put the radar on top of the boxes. There we go. So let's go down a little bit further to the south. And again, coming through downtown Hazard right now. What you got?
Say, something just hit.
Yeah, it's windy. So first alert, Emelina over in Knott County, Hindman, Knott County, Pippapasis, Alice Floyd College, Knott County. Heads up for you. Heads up in Letcher County for Whitesburg. This storm means business, folks. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. This is not a tornado warning, but that does not matter at this point, as we have thousands of people without power across the region. We have heavy rain.
Hazard cam is up.
Okay,
we have the hazard
let's
cam.
take that full. And okay, so this is from our roof. And again, no one should be driving down there. People driving should not be. You can see the water on the road behind this car. Again, no one should be driving in Hazard or in this storm period. And this is from our roof. And you can see it shaking there. So we're getting some pretty good winds. This is on top of our tower that is overlooking WYMT and Hazard. You know, downtown Hazard's down this little cliff here. And this is the Highway 15 bypass. You got Dollar General right here. You got Dairy Queen over here. I frequent this Dairy Queen pretty often. But this is a severe thunderstorm warning. And this is what it looks like for all of us that are dealing with this system today. And this is why we gave you the first alert on Friday for this potential. We knew that today would be a busy day. We knew that everyone would have plans today. And this is what we are dealing with. No one should be outside. No one should be driving. This is not tornadic, but this is very severe. We have heavy rain. We have strong winds. We have thousands without power. And we took a little bit of a power hit at our station as well. Is the radar working? Can we go back to the radar? And
Radar's up.
Let's zoom out a little bit and give some timings here for our friends in Knott, Letcher, also Breathitt pushing into Floyd and McGoffin. This is for this part of the storm. I'll step off screen here and you can see. So you got Emelina, less than 6 minutes there in Knott County. Whitesburg, 2:59, so about 15 minutes over in Whitesburg. Pippapasis over in Knott County, 3:01. Fleming Neon, 3:06 over in Letcher County. As our lights continue to flicker here at the station. Let's go back to the north, Eric, and do another track for that northern segment coming through Breathitt County and for parts of McGoffin into. It's pouring in West Liberty. It's about to be pouring in Salyersville. If you're watching us in Salyersville, a first alert. It is absolutely pouring, and that is pushing into your direction. So this is off to the east. So you got, let's see, Salyersville 2:52, so about 5 minutes in Salyersville. Oil Springs over in 2:56, so about 10 minutes for our friends in Johnson County for Oil Springs. Flat Gap 2:57, also over close to the Paintsville area at about 3 o'clock. So just the first alert, if you live in Paintsville, 3 o'clock, this will be knocking on your door. So you got about 15 minutes. Go indoors. Do not be outside when this system rolls through. You can see what it looks like from our camera. You saw that earlier, and it is windy. We're getting reports of trees down, power outages across the region. Can we go to the south, Eric, if we got time?
Yeah.
And we'll show the southern extent for Harlan, Bell, and those counties off to the south. Yes, this little part of the storm right here. And this is pushing close to Cumberland, so a heads up in Cumberland on top of you. Okay, we got Buffalo back.
We have
so
Buffalo back up.
Wow, look at that. I mean, you can't see anything. So that's why we tell you, everybody, do not be outside, do not be on the road. These are not tornadic, but they are severe. These are some pretty rough thunderstorms pushing through this afternoon. You can't see a thing from Buffalo Mountain. It is pouring. So we really don't have much to show you from this one. Can we go back to the radar, Travis? And there are some timings for our friends in Harlan County pushing into parts of Lee, also Wise counties for Virginia. Jonesville 2:49. You got Pennington Gap 2:51. Dryden 2:56. Appalachia 3:02. Big Stone Gap 3:04. Norton also close to Wise by 3:11. So about 10 to 15 minutes for our friends in Southwest Virginia. And just a heads up in eastern Harlan County pushing into southern Letcher County. Again, these are not tornadic, but these are very severe. They have gusty winds, they have lightning, they have buckets of rain. Eric, got anything new over there to share with us from the chat?
Oh, we do have a new thunderstorm warning. I'm
Okay.
going to take a look at this real quick. And this is an update to the one that is over Breathitt, Knott, McGoffin, and Perry County. Let me call up the information on here and see what the update is.
Let me say something really quickly.
Go ahead.
The tornado warning was canceled for Harlan and Lee County, but we're going to stay on the air for the potential for widespread wind damage. So we're going to stay on WYMT and on Facebook and all that good jazz until this is over.
Okay, so this is the latest at 2:45. Severe thunderstorm was located over the Dice area, 7 miles northwest of Hazard. This is moving to the east at 45 miles per hour, Cameron. The big contender with this, and we've been talking about this all afternoon, is the wind. We are seeing that 70-mile-an-hour wind gust with this. Verbiage from the National Weather Service, this is not my wording, but theirs. Expect considerable tree damage. Damage is likely to mobile homes, roofs, and outbuildings. So we've been talking now for the past couple hours that this is a system that you don't want to mess with, and now it's right over us, Cameron. It is right over us.
Yeah, so we have no active tornado warnings, but we do have multiple severe thunderstorm warnings. And again, this is pushing through places from Elliott County through Morgan, Magoffin, Breathitt, Perry, Knott, Harlan, Letcher, Lee, Wise, Claiborne County, Tennessee. All you guys are under the gun right now. And next up in line, Lawrence, Johnson, Floyd, Martin, Pike, Wise, Buchanan, Dickinson. You guys are up next. And again, this is not going to weaken because you guys have had no rain today. So the atmosphere has been untouched. Now I will say we're getting a little bit of a break in Pulaski and Wayne County, but do not let your guard down because another round is on the way. This one not as strong, but I do want to say that we have another threat for some strong storms, heavy rain, gusty winds, lightning with this second batch of showers and storms. This first batch is the strongest, but again, 2 more possible rounds this evening, also tonight. Eric.
All right, so again, quick recap. We'll go ahead and put the storm track on this, and I'll turn the lightning off here.
I'm going to do something also very quickly besides you to get ready for when it comes through Pikeville.
Okay. We'll go ahead and put the storm track on here. Again, this is moving to at about 45 to 60 miles per hour. So again, Salyersville 250, Paintsville 302, Louisa 310, Pikeville will be at 321. So again, this is something that if you're in these cities that's listed on the screen right now, consider this your first alert that you need to be getting ready. It is right over Hazard right now, and I don't know if it's being picked up on our mics, but it is raining substantially here at the TV station, and you can even hear the wind out there as well. So
yeah.
Let's take a look here real quick at Max 2. We got the camera in Hazard up. This is here at the WYMT studios. And you're noticing the rain, it's starting to let up a little bit. Now, Cameron, one thing to know about this system is, yes, it's producing a lot of wind, yes, it's producing a lot of rain, but they're fast movers. So no more than it coming in, it's for the most part out. And you can take a look here. If we can call up Max 1, I'll show you the example here. Hazard. We're almost out of the heaviest part of this storm. And I'd say probably within the next 20, 30 minutes, Cameron, I'd say the heaviest part will be out of Hazard, pushing into the Colson area, the Wheelwright area, the Dorton area, the Jenkins area.
Can you do me a favor and pull up the flood watch? Because I also want to mention this.
Yes.
We have a flood watch for our southwestern counties. At last check, it was basically along and west of 75. I'm not sure if it was expanded any, but we do have a flood. Okay, so they put it, So Pulaski, Wayne, and McCreary County, a flood watch through Monday morning at 8 a.m. And that is for the potential for different rounds of showers and storms. A flood advisory now for parts of Pulaski County. But like Eric mentioned, these are quick moving storms. They're moving 50, 60 miles per hour. You got something? Okay, so we got trees and power lines down in Avawam, also the Big Creek area, and that is just outside of the Hazard city limits. So again, we have some damage reports coming in from Perry County, but again, that flood watch for those Cumberland Valley counties, as we could see some locally high water issues. Let's go back to the radar and giving everyone that heads up now.
Buchanan, Dickinson County, severe thunderstorm warning, tornado possible until 4 o'clock.
And that's coming from the Weather Service in Charleston. So you notice a little bit of a sliver of Wise County for Wise and Norton, not under the warning just yet. That's because of the different Weather Service offices they issue at different times, but you will be. So Norton and Wise, US 23, Wise County, you will be under a warning shortly. But a new severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag, and that's for all of Buchanan, all of Dickinson County. over in southwest Virginia.
Cameron, we did get a report out of the Corbin area, damage at Kentucky 3041 and U.S. Highway 25.
Okay. Can we look at the power outages to see what
Yes,
the updated numbers
absolutely.
are?
Let's see what we've got here. Okay, so Menifee County is at 2,170 customers without. Powell 468, Lee 126, Owsley 74, Clay County 959, Knox County 507, Whitley County 748. Bell County is now at 156, and remember we had that tornado warning for Bell County earlier, so 156 there. Let's see, and that's all I have so far.
Okay.
For our area.
Okay, cool. And as this continues pushing off to the east, we will likely see that number go a little bit higher. Let's see, we do have some reports of some minor street flooding in Harlan County. Over 1 inch of rain in the last 20 minutes. That's coming from Harlan County ham radio, it looks like. So that's coming through the National Weather Service chat. So again, we're tracking the dual threats of strong straight line winds, also possibly some localized flooding. But thank you for showing this. Check back to the west. There's a secondary line. That's round 2 coming through central and southern Kentucky. But notice there are a lack of warnings there. So a new severe thunderstorm warning that includes all of Pike County. Some good news, it's not as high with the wind speed, 60, nothing to sneeze at, but it's not 70. So maybe a little bit of a weakening trend, I would say, but let's not let our guard down with that either.
Absolutely. Now, one thing to note, Cameron, and I want to be very clear on this too, because we don't have a tornado warning in effect. The reason why we're staying on air going wall to wall is because of these straight line winds. With this storm, these straight line winds can do just as much damage, if not more, than an actual tornado. So consider this like I would say consider it like a mini tornado warning, if you will, because these straight line winds can and will cause just as much damage, if not more.
Yep, exactly. And again, we can't overstate it. It's the Sunday, the day before Memorial Day. It's the unofficial kickoff to summer. A lot of people had plans this weekend, and one thing about Eastern Kentucky is we have some beautiful lakes, we have some beautiful parks, we have some beautiful rivers. But today is not the day to be on that. This is a severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible for parts of Lawrence County. The counties in northern Kentucky out of our coverage area, but Lawrence County is our county, and that includes Louisa. That will last through 3:15 this afternoon for the possibility of some winds up to 60 miles per hour, maybe some quarter-sized hail pushing into parts of Wayne County, West Virginia as well. But again, let's do a little bit of a track on the main line itself, pushing into parts of Lawrence and Johnson County. If we can zoom out, possibly doing an entire little regional view there to make it easier.
Yep, give me just a second.
Cool. And you can just see the expansiveness of these severe thunderstorm warnings. It goes all the way up to the Kentucky and West Virginia border. So again, and notice right here, that little backward C shape, that indicates some very strong winds coming through parts of Letcher and Knott County. So you can see Norton 313, Louisa and Lawrence County 322. Those are kind of showing up for parts of Tennessee. We might have to go a little bit tighter to show some of those eastern Kentucky cities like Pikeville and Prestonsburg. So we might have to do that. Yeah, where's that coming from, Madison? Okay. Okay, let me know when they're ready and we'll show those. So we still have this active severe weather issue going on this afternoon. Paintsville, first alert, knocking on your door. McGoffin County, Salyersville, same story. Prestonsburg, it's your turn next. It's up for you in just a few minutes. Pushing through parts of Letcher County, Whitesburg, heads up for you. And then eventually Pikeville over in Pike County, same story for you. Still got a little bit, 325. So we're giving you a 30-minute heads up in downtown Pikeville. Do what you got to do. Go indoors, go to your safe place. This is not a tornado warning, but this is a severe thunderstorm warning. And you saw what happened here. The lights shut out. We had no power for a few seconds. We had to reboot our stuff, and thousands of people have no power across eastern Kentucky this afternoon. So again, this storm means business. Say what, Travis? Okay, let's show that. This is coming from Whitley County. And let's see, it looks like we may have some trees down possibly over in Whitley County. And this is, you know what part of Whitley County this is coming from, Madison or Travis? Okay. Okay, that's okay. Somewhere in Whitley County, some trees down, a pretty common scene, I would suppose, across eastern Kentucky. And this is also coming from Whitley County. And looks like there, is that a truck? Okay, we may have had maybe a crash there or something. So
wow.
That's why we're telling everyone to stay off the road. You don't want to be outdoors, period, as this line pushes through. So just stay inside if you can. And this is also coming from Whitley County, and you got trees down as well. So again, this is what that straight line wind damage can do: knock down trees, knock down power lines, and knock out power. So thanks everyone for sending those in. You can send us your pictures, if you can do so safely, to the WYMT First Alert Weather app, also to the news app, and on WYMT.com. And this is coming from Corbin. Look, a tree down in the road. So again, if we have water on the road, we also may have trees on the road. So that's why we tell everyone to stay off the road. Just give this one more hour. Just give us one more hour of your time, and we can give everyone the all clear from this round. What you got, Eric?
So from the National Weather Service chat, minor street flooding and over an inch of rain in the last 20 minutes in Harlan County.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I did see that one earlier. So that just goes to show you how quickly we can get that water on the road. So just everyone, just please stay at home for the next little bit, especially along and east of Highway 15. Just stay off the road for a little bit. Just let this system pass. The second round, not as strong, but still heavy, and then possibly a third round later on this evening. I'm trying to see if we... Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
No, I think we're okay. Thank you so much. So we technically have that, the tornado watch that will last until 4 o'clock. That's about 1 hour away. I would not be surprised to see that. Actually, I'm reading an update from the Storm Prediction Center. So, and they are basically saying this main, which we've kind of thought all along, this main line kind of robbing the atmosphere of all the instability. So this second round may be more elevated or more stable than the first round, which is kind of what we've been talking about.
Go to max 2 real quick, because I have the conditions for hazard. Look at the wind right now. West-southwest, 36 mile per hour.
Look at
Visibility dropped to 3. Feels like 79, but look at that. The wind, that's a sustained wind. That's not the wind gust. That's a sustained wind out of the west-southwest at 36 miles per hour. So
let me see if I can find the from the Jackson, see what their wind gust was. I can probably find that from their airport. Let me look really quickly.
If you go to max 1, I'll have the wind gust. Yeah, go to max 1 real quick.
Wow, 48. I just
48
saw that
at
before it
Harlan.
popped off. 48 miles per hour over in Harlan.
33 Jonesville, or 36 Jonesville, 33 Jackson. Louisville dropped down to 26, but yeah, over 40 miles per hour in terms of wind gusts in the Harlan area.
And that's just at the airport. There could have been pockets of, there probably were pockets that were stronger than 48.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. So, and again, we've been getting all the pictures and stuff too, so that just goes to show that,
exactly,
again, this system is one that you don't want to mess with, and that's why we've been telling people in Pikeville and Norton and Louisa, start getting ready.
Exactly.
Because this is heading your way, and you're noticing firsthand with the pictures that we were showing earlier just how much damage this thing can do.
Yeah, exactly. So reset, let's keep it here, 3 o'clock. You're watching WYMT. I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cameron Aaron, alongside First Alert Meteorologist Eric Dean, and we are tracking some different rounds of strong to severe storms on this First Alert weather day. This is round 1. Now, some promising news. We're not completely out of the woods just yet, but this main round is working over the atmosphere pretty well. We're going from the upper 70s to lower 80s to the 60s once this system passes. Thunderstorms don't like the 60s too much, but notice we are tracking round 2, producing some thunder, some lightning, some heavy rain, but notice these are not warned like these are. So we have a ton of severe thunderstorm warnings off to our east over parts of the Big Sandy Valley. We have no warnings for parts of central, also southern Kentucky. So these are below severe limits, but we're still not out of the woods completely when it comes to rain, also lightning, thunder, maybe some gusty winds up to 30, maybe 40 miles per hour. But these are the ones that are severe. And notice right here, this little backward C shape coming through parts of Knott County. Can we go a little bit tighter on that part of the storm? Basically from Hindman all the way down into Whitesburg. That's where the strongest winds look to be as of this point. If we can take that little box off really quickly. And there you go.
We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning out too.
And is that one the one that just popped up for Pike? And
yeah, this has a tornado possible tag.
Okay.
Until 3:30, this is for Harlan and Letcher County. Again, Harlan and Letcher County, severe thunderstorm with a tornado possible tag until 3:30. One thing to note with this severe thunderstorm warning, the wind speed. Not only does it have the tornado possible tag, but it has that wind speed of 70 miles per hour as well. So this is getting more or less the 1-2 punch.
Exactly. And that includes places like Everett, Cumberland, Kaywood, also Benham over in Harlan County. So a first alert for you guys. You are also dealing with this line of showers and storms. Next up, pushing through places in Wise County, also over into Letcher County as well. So if you're watching us this evening, or this afternoon, I should say, we've been on Facebook at least for a couple of hours, but let's go back out a little bit. And the most kind of threatening part of this to me, and tell me if you agree or not, Eric, is right here coming through parts of Whitesburg, Letcher County, that little backward C shape. Say that one more time, Travis. Okay, we got a video from where? Okay, so we don't know where this is coming from, but you can see, Travis, can we pop the wall up as this is going on or no? If we can't, that's okay too. I can just kind of talk about it. But this is a video of that squall line pushing through. And again, you can just see how torrential those rains are. You can see that wall of water, that wall of wind pushing off to the east. Again, this is not a tornado. This is not tornadic. Okay. And that was not a tornado, but that was just a wall of water, a wall of wind as this squall line pushes off to the east. And Eric has put some timings on here for this little batch of showers and storms. So Big Stone Gap over in Wise County, 310, Dorton, Pike County, 319, pushing close to the Feds Creek area, also in Pike County by 340. So give us about one more hour. We can get this all the way out of here. We're getting too many reports of damage to go out the air at this point, in my opinion. I think we have...
Pikeville's now under the severe thunderstorm warning until 4 o'clock.
Okay, so 4 o'clock. So yeah, one more hour. Let us get this out of here. Technically, we have one more, at least one more, maybe two more rounds. I don't think those will be as strong as this one. So let's get this one out of here. Let's get that atmosphere worked over, and then we can kind of regroup after that as we go towards Mountain News Weekend Edition later on this evening. What you got, Eric?
Coming out of Jackson County, Coca Ross Volunteer records 8,500ths of an inch of rainfall between 1:36 and 3 o'clock. That's 8.3 miles west of McKee.
Say that one more time, Travis. Okay. All right, so there's that video, and again, that is showing, we're not really sure where this is coming from, but obviously it's somewhere that is along the leading edge of that line. You can see a little bit of a shelf cloud up to the top, and that little curtain, that's not a tornado. That is just some extremely heavy rainfall, and like Eric talked about, we're picking up almost 1 inch of rain in some areas as this squall line pushes through. So the main threat this afternoon so far going to be strong straight line winds, possibly up to 70 miles per hour in some areas. Also some widespread lightning, some torrential rain. We have that flood watch for our southwestern counties. That's Pulaski, also into Wayne and McCreary County until tomorrow morning. Could that be extended? It's possible. And Eric, I'm not sure if you don't have it. I can pull mine up, but we have the Weather Prediction Center's excessive rainfall outlook. We have that graphic.
Let's see. I don't.
And we actually have a level 3 moderate risk of excessive rainfall. It should be in one of the folders with the WPC graphics.
Okay, I'll keep radar up here,
Okay.
and then I can call that up on Max 2 for
Okay,
you.
and I can do a little bit of a reset this afternoon for our friends that are just now tuning in with us. Thanks everyone for tuning in on this first alert weather day. And again, you can see with this wide image, we are tracking these two different squall lines. The first one is the strongest, pushing through right now into the Big Sandy Valley. So a heads up in Louisa, Lawrence County, pushing into parts of Johnson County, Paintsville, heads up. Inez, heads up. Martin County, Salyersville, on top of you right now. Prestonsburg, Floyd County, heads up. Martin, also Allen and Floyd County, heads up. Pikeville, Pike County, heads up. Dorton, also a heads up. Norton into Wise for Wise County, heads up, pushing into parts of Buchanan, also Dickinson County. So again, this is a widespread issue. It's going from the I-64 corridor all the way down to Southwest Virginia. So everyone will see something from this system, and the main threats will be strong straight line winds, possibly up to 60, maybe 70 miles per hour in some areas. The risk for a tornado, very, very, very low. It's not zero, but it is very low as this pushes through. A little bit of a break for parts of the I-75 corridor.
We're going to see what this, let me see what this severe thunderstorm warning consists of. So, okay, this is an update. The hail with this is starting to become more noticeable with this system.
Okay.
So.
Okay, that video that we showed earlier was from Barberville from Knox County. Okay. So this is a severe thunderstorm warning for most of Pike County, pushing into parts of Floyd, Johnson, and Martin counties until 4 o'clock. So
this is an
about
update.
50 more minutes there for winds up to 60, and also close to a quarter-sized hail there with this system pushing through Pippa Passes over in Knox County, close to Alice Lloyd College. Also pushing off to the east as well.
I have that rainfall outlook up on Max 2 if you want to take that.
Okay, can we go to Max 2 really quickly, Travis, and pull up this? This is the excessive rainfall outlook, and this comes from the Weather Prediction Center. And notice this is different from the Storm Prediction Center's severe weather outlook. This goes from 1 to 4. And most of us under a level 2, slight risk of excessive rainfall. But notice a level 3, moderate risk of severe weather, or of excessive rainfall, for parts of Pulaski County, pushing into Wayne, also for McCreary County. That also matches up perfectly with where the flood watch is. But if you remember, I think it was a few days ago, maybe Monday, Tuesday, or maybe Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all the rain, all the storms were focused right here on top of Lake Cumberland. So they've had a ton of rain this week, and we're getting some more rounds this evening pushing into tonight. So that is why the Weather Prediction Center has put in a level 3 moderate risk of excessive rainfall for our Lake Cumberland counties. Can we go back to Max 1, please, Travis, and we'll kind of go through the latest here. I'll check the National Weather Service chat and see if we have any new reports coming in, and some good news. So far, so good. This is coming from Harlan County. A 48 mile per hour gust from Harlan County. We had that on our graphics, gusting to 49 in Knox County, close to Barberville. So we have a report of a 49 mile per hour gust from Knox County. We have trees down in the city of Middlesboro. Hey, Madison, is Madison still in there? You said Jack was going to Bell County? Okay, we have trees down in Middlesboro. If he's going to Bell County, just let me know. Let's see if we have any other reports coming in. A tree down close to, and here's a live look from Buffalo Mountain from Perry County, and you can see just how quickly this line is moving. Just about 15 minutes ago, we couldn't see a thing, and now you can see the mountains back in the distance. Trees down on Kentucky 1534 in Bell County, and again, this is where we had a tornado warning. I'm not saying it's from a tornado, but I am saying that it does line up with where the warning was. The Weather Service will have the final call on that, but we are getting reports of quotes from, this is from law enforcement in Bell County. Many trees blown down around the city of Middlesboro over in Bell County. Governor Andy Beshear says at least one person in Kentucky has died because of the storms today. I'm not sure, Madison, do you know where that was? Let's see. Not getting a location.
No.
Okay.
I was reading that as well. I don't have a location.
Okay, but we do have one person has died in Kentucky from this severe weather today. We also have more than 200,000 homes without power on this Sunday, and at least 5 counties have declared a state of emergency. So this is a pretty rough Sunday, and hopefully everyone is taking this seriously, because we're not quite done with that severe weather chance just yet. Coming through the Jenkins area, heads up in Jenkins, heads up in Martin and Allen and Prestonsburg, heads up in Paintsville, heads up in Inez and Louisa. heads up in Pikeville, heads up in Dorton, and Phelps and Belfry. Any of these areas in southeastern Kentucky pushing into southwest Virginia, heads up. This squall line pushing into your direction, and it still means business. It has not lost its punch just yet, and we're not thinking that it will, because again, the atmosphere in the Big Sandy Valley has not been touched. So this is a squall line that is going to continue to push off to the east.
And on a side note, I want to give a big thank you to everybody who is not just watching us on TV, but also on our social media platforms. I've been seeing a lot of the comments and the stuff on there. We did get a report of a tree down on a car that was parked by the Harlan High School. It was, I guess it was their graduation today. So,
oh, wow.
Very scary situation there. But again, just a big thank you to everybody for, trusting us with your severe weather coverage and giving us real-time information, because you guys are our eyes past this studio. We really appreciate you guys sending us pictures and videos and the live updates. So even though we're the ones giving the information, we can't do this without you, our viewers. So again, thank you so much for sending all your reports to us.
Yeah, we are getting a report also from Ewing, Virginia, of a gust of 55 miles per hour. And again, that was also a community under a tornado warning earlier today.
Real quick, Cam, sorry to interrupt you.
Yep.
Lawrence and Wayne County, West Virginia. Severe thunderstorm warning with a tornado possible tag. This goes into effect until 4:30. 1 inch diameter hail is being reported with this system.
Okay. Taking a look at some of the velocity behind the scenes, and again, not looking at anything that was screamed tornado to me, but I do see just a bunch of straight line winds. Also looking, some promising news, Eric. We have no warnings with this second batch of showers and storms.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, was once this system pushes through, it's going to drop those temperatures, which is going to allow the air to become more stable, which is what's going to cause that second system to not be as active as this first system.
I'm not sure if you can do it over there or if they have to do it in the back, but I do have the Pikeville medical camera pulled up in the Sky PC. I'm not sure if y'all can do that, Travis or Joe. Or
I'll see if I can call it up on Max 2 if possible.
Because that's getting close now to downtown Pikeville. So we'll take a look and see what the conditions look like there momentarily as this pushes through. But right now, current time 3:15 on this first alert weather day. We're live here at WYMT. We have no active tornado warnings, but we have several severe thunderstorm warnings, all because of this line of showers and storms pushing close to Louisa in Lawrence County, close to Paintsville over in Johnson County. First alert in Inez for Martin County, close to Prestonsburg in Floyd County, pushing close to Pikeville and Pike County, also for Jenkins and over parts of Wise and Norton over in Wise County, Virginia. You guys are next in line. We do have a new severe thunderstorm warning there. I'll check and see off screen where that one is, and we'll see where that one is coming from. Looks like that is for parts of Floyd and Pike County from the National Weather Service in Jackson, and that is until 4 o'clock. So a new severe thunderstorm warning for the potential of winds up to 60 and possibly nickel-sized hail, and that will be for parts of Floyd and Pike counties until 4 o'clock this afternoon.
I'm not able to get the Pikeville cam through Max.
Actually, I'll tell you what. I'll walk over there really quickly, and I can pull it up. I'll put mine in Max 2.
Okay.
Max 2, this one right here.
Max 2's that one.
Okay. So, oh yeah, we're already up. Cool, great.
Okay. While you do that, I'll go to the wall and I'll do some coverage. All right. Quick recap in case you missed it. We have a lot of severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. We'll go ahead and I'll step on the wall, guys, so go ahead and be prepared to zoom out on me. So we'll go ahead and take a look here at First Alert Pinpoint Doppler Radar. And I want to go ahead and draw your attention to a couple things here. First of all, that line of storms that we have been talking about for the past several hours is now pushing its way across the eastern portion of the WYMT viewing area. And you're noticing here as we go ahead, and I want to mark this storm right here, and we'll go ahead and put the storm track on, and you can see how it's moving to the east at around 60 miles per hour. So here are some cities that we're going to keep an eye on here. Norton, towards the Prestonsburg area. Pikeville, 3:37. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning out in effect. This is for Norton County, by the way. This has the tornado possible tag. This is Doppler radar indicated. The wind speed, Cameron, 60 miles per hour. we are seeing hail being associated with this system. So we'll go ahead and take a look here now. We'll go ahead and go back to the home view, and we'll pull up our severe weather tools, and we'll go to our velocity. And one thing I want to draw your attention to with this, and actually let's go to our storm relative velocity as we see the new severe thunderstorm warning here. So this is a new severe thunderstorm warning. This is for Pike County. Again, this is goes until 4 o'clock. We'll go ahead and take a look here at the information here. 60-mile-an-hour wind, hail size 0.88 of an inch. So we'll go ahead and move the map and get rid of this box. You can see a lot of lightning associated with this system. We'll take a look here now at the radar, and you can see the line pushing through. And we'll go ahead and put the storm track on here. And Cameron, is this moving, what do they say, 35 or 45?
I don't know, but I can check really quickly.
Okay, please.
I would imagine it's probably around 50. Yep, 50.
Around 50. Can you switch my my storm track to 50, please?
Yep.
And thank you.
Are you using the squall one?
You're going to do it on squall line?
Are you doing the squall one?
Yes, I'll do the squall line. So this is moving to the east at around 50 miles per hour. I'm going to go ahead and move the camera over just a little bit. And you can see as we go ahead and put the track on here, here you go. So we'll go ahead and put the leading edge up, and we'll go ahead and put this out for the next 22 minutes. So Pikeville, there you go, 327. This will be over you. Over towards the Millward area, 332. The Republic area, 337. Cedarville, 340. The Feds Creek area, 345. So we'll go ahead and zoom out, and we'll give you the grand tour as to what's going on. And we'll take a look. One thing I want to show you, over the past 3 hours, just look how quick this system has pushed through eastern Kentucky. And this is just a fast-moving system. You can see we had the tornado warnings, and then they started going into the severe thunderstorm warning with the tornado possible tag. So what's happening is this is pushing its way off towards the east. The overall system is moving to the east at around 60 miles per hour. So take a look here. Let me go ahead and clear this. And we'll go ahead and zoom in over towards portions of eastern Kentucky. We'll go ahead and clear this, and then we'll go ahead and zoom in. And you're noticing right here towards the Pikeville area, that's where that line of thunderstorms is going to push through. So here's Pikeville, and I want to zoom in really tight on Pikeville. There's Pikeville right here. And we're going to use this tool right here. This is our measuring tool. So the heaviest part is literally 8-9 miles away from Pikeville. So the bottom line, if you're in the Pikeville area, here's your first alert. You need to kind of be in your safe spot, your shelter, away from windows or what have you. This does have a tornado possible tag on this system. So again, bottom line, if you have to travel, just please use extra caution. Again, thank you so much to all of our viewers for sending in your information. But again, this system is about 9 miles away from Pikeville. All right, let's go ahead and take a look here. We'll go ahead and zoom the map in a little bit more. And what we'll do is I'll put some streets on here. So here's Pikeville, here's the McDowell area. And we'll go ahead and move the map towards the McDowell area. So let's get some streets on. So here's Highway 80, here's Martin, here's Highway 7, here's McDowell, over towards the Beaver area, Highway 122 towards the Weeksbury area, seeing that heavy rain as well. We'll go ahead and take a look here now at the storm track. Again, this is moving did you say it was 50 miles per hour?
Yes. Hey, really quickly, can we go to the Pikeville camera, Joe?
Yeah.
It's moving, it's getting up there pretty quickly.
Yeah,
so
there we go.
There's our live image from downtown Pikeville.
Yeah, you can see it off in the distance there.
Not really sure what direction this camera is looking, but you can see this is a live image from downtown Pikeville. And this is going to be continuing to push off to the east. Also, Eric, want to mention we have damage coming out of Corbin. Okay. We have damage reports coming from Laurel County Skywarn from the National Weather Service chat close to Lynn Camp Elementary School and Gray, which is in Knox County.
Okay.
And again, this is a place where they had a tornado warning earlier today.
Right.
I'm not saying that's what this was, but I am saying there is damage reports coming out of Laurel County, also Knox County, where there was an active tornado warning earlier today.
And that's something that we want to emphasize too, Cameron, that with this system, because we've had the tornado warnings and because we've had the straight line winds, it's kind of hard to tell and identify who's seeing what at this time. And that's something that over the next couple of days, the National Weather Service will be going out and doing some surveying and stuff to see exactly if it was straight line wind damage or if it was tornado damage. So real quick, let's go ahead and go back to Max 1. And so here's Pikeville. You can see that storm off in the distance there. Here's Max 1. We'll go ahead and zoom into the Pikeville area right here. And we'll go ahead and zoom in really tight across portions of Pike County. So here's the Osborne area. Here's Highway, looks like 680, Highway 979. Here's the Craner area right here. And this is moving to the east at around 50 miles per hour. Again, 50 miles per hour. So we'll move the map over and we'll get our bearings. So here's Pikeville right here. I'll go ahead and circle that for you. There's Pikeville right there. And if you look where the heaviest band is, we'll go ahead and put the ruler on here, about 6-7 miles away. So if you're in the Pikeville area, it's literally knocking on your doorstep. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a look here. We'll go ahead and go back to our main view here. We'll go ahead and call up the advisories. Here's our hazards right here. So you're noticing, here's that line, this dark yellow shading. That is the severe thunderstorm warnings. Severe thunderstorm watch is in effect for the area shaded in this yellow color, and we still have that tornado watch in effect for the counties shaded in red. This expires at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. This expires at around 8. Some of these counties actually expire at 9. And then this line and this dark yellow and orange shading, that's the severe thunderstorm warnings that's pushing through. A couple of things I want to look at real quick. I want to look at the storm reports here. And Cameron, look at this right here. We were getting a lot of storm reports across the southwestern part of the viewing area. As a matter of fact, 17.
Now imagine those will start to fill in.
Oh, absolutely. Let me zoom in because we've got a couple of icons here where we have some trees down. So let's go ahead and zoom into these over towards the Middlesboro area. And I'll pop this information up. We got a new severe thunderstorm warning. Let's see where this is at.
That one's for Logan, Mingo, Wayne, and Lawrence. So that's our northeasternmost counties.
Okay, so that goes until 4:45. This is Doppler radar indicated. Notice the wind, Cameron. The nice thing about this, if you will, the wind is starting to die down. It went from 70, now it's going down to 60. So there's a little bit, if you will, of some good news there. So let's go back to the storm reports, and we'll go ahead and go over a couple things here. With this, and we'll go to our home and we'll zoom in towards the Middlesboro area. Here we go. And I want to put some information on here. So this is to the north and east. Actually, there's 3 reports near Middlesboro. Here's the first one right here. Tree blown down, Kentucky 1534, about a quarter of a mile off of US 119. So that's one report. Another report right in Middlesboro. Let me see if I can clear this one off. And we'll talk about this one right here. Many trees blown down over the city of Middlesboro. So if you live in Middlesboro, and you can do so safely, please send us some pictures via the WYMT First Alert Weather app. And then to the west of Middlesboro, there is another one. Let's see what this consists of. There we go. 2-foot diameter tree on a power line and shingles blown off a roof near the Fond area. So we're seeing a lot of reports now coming in. And what we were talking about earlier too, Cam, is the power. There's a lot of places in eastern Kentucky now that's without power at this time.
Exactly. So. Joe, can we do something really quickly because we're getting close to downtown Pikeville. That's one of our biggest cities. Let's go to downtown Pikeville really quickly on the camera. And because the heaviest part of the storm is now knocking on the door for downtown Pikeville. So, Joe, I'm not sure if you can hear me back there, but whenever you're ready, let's pop up the PMC camera, please. And there we go. So again, in just a few minutes, we're gonna start to see this kind of come through downtown Pikeville. This is really the last hoorah in our region, for at least for this round. We could have another round later on this evening, but again, this will be our strongest round. The secondary round not as strong because this one is absolutely eating the atmosphere, if you will. We're going from the upper 70s, low 80s back to the 60s once this storm passes. I can see our little map over there. Looks like most of us now back in the 60s, but we still have some active severe thunderstorm warnings.
We went from 77 degrees down to 61.
Yeah, so this storm it's putting down some rain-cooled air for sure.
Yeah, and that is some good news, especially with that second system coming in.
Exactly. So this is coming from downtown Pikeville this afternoon, current time 3:28, coming up on 3:30. And give us about 30 more minutes of your time before we kind of give you the all clear from this round. I can give you the all clear west of 15 from this round. Technically, we have that secondary system coming through the Cumberland Valley as we speak for Rockcastle, Pulaski, Wayne. We have no warnings. Do we have lightning? Yes. Do we have some heavy rain? Absolutely. But we have no active warnings now for Mount Vernon, for Somerset, also for Monticello, for our far western counties. But again, Prestonsburg, Pikeville, Elkhorn City. This is now pushing into your direction. Next up is Inez and Martin County, and Louisa and Lawrence County. So also on top of Paintsville at this hour. You can see this camera is darkening as we speak. And again, this is a live image, and no one should be driving in downtown Pikeville. Just stay at home, stay off the road, and let this system pass. Again, this is not tornadic, but this is severe. We've gotten several reports of trees down, of power lines down. We've had some reports of some localized flooding in those low-lying pockets on the road, so no one should be driving. Just hunker down. Treat this as you would a tornado warning. It's not, but still, these winds are strong, 60, possibly more than 60 in some pockets. So again, just kind of be indoors, hunker down, away from windows, and just kind of put as many walls between you and the outside as possible. Let's keep that camera showing if we can, just for a few more moments as this squall line pushes through. And you can see that we are darkening as those dark clouds push through downtown Pikeville. This is from the Pikeville Medical Center, and if you're from Pikeville, you know exactly where this camera is looking. You can see U-Pike, the baseball field down on the bottom left, or the bottom right, I should say, part of your screen. That is the U-Pike baseball field. And I can see my first raindrop on the camera lens now as this squall line continues pushing off to the east around 50 miles per hour, and the wind is not far behind these raindrops, I promise you. So we are going to watch out for this for the next few minutes to see what the conditions are looking like in Pikeville. We saw it from the WYMT studios. We saw it from Buffalo Mountain as this line pushed through, and now we're watching it from the PMC camera, and you can see some heavier downpours now beginning to start over in downtown Pikeville. And again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning that will last until 4 o'clock this afternoon. Next up in line after Pikeville is going to be Inez and Phelps, also Belfry, Elkhorn City. If you know anyone, and there we go, Eric, look at the sheets of rain coming through now. So it's coming through downtown Pikeville as we speak. We have some sheets of rain coming through. This is not a tornado, but this is some extremely heavy rainfall, some gusty winds, and we'll see how long this camera keeps power. Hopefully we do. But thousands of people across the region have no power. They're in the dark this afternoon. So we'll see how long this camera keeps power. You can just see those sheets of rain coming down now in downtown Pikeville. And again, a little bit of a reset. Current time is 3:31. Thanks everyone for tuning in. I'm Cameron Aaron alongside Eric Dean. Just saw a little bit of maybe a leaf, or I'm not sure what it was.
I hope it was a leaf.
It flew by there. We are tracking a severe weather event across eastern Kentucky, pushing into northern Tennessee, southwest Virginia, also southern West Virginia. This is a live look from our camera from the Pikeville Medical Center overlooking downtown Pikeville, and momentarily the visibility will be at 0, so we'll probably go back to the radar here pretty soon.
You know, Cameron, I have to say one thing, and with looking at the hazard camera, looking at the Pikeville camera, not many cars are on the roads.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much for heeding our warning and staying with us and staying home and staying safe. We're not seeing hardly anything in terms of vehicles on the roadways right now. So as the system moves over Pikeville, though, you can see the rain is really starting to ramp up across the area. This is a fast-moving system. This is still moving to the east overall at around 60 miles per hour. So this is something that meteorologist Cameron, Aaron, and I will be keeping an eye on for the next 30 minutes. Cameron, do you have anything?
Yeah, this is from Knox County, excuse me, and again, this is from the same area that had the tornado warning. I'm not saying it's confirmed, but this is from the Weather Service in Knox County, close to the Siler area, around 1:49, and that was about 2 hours ago. Extensive damage to manufactured shed lot. One shed was flipped, a tree snapped, a place set and other sheds were significantly damaged. And again, that was about 2 hours ago in Knox County, and that matches up pretty well with the rotation that we were watching out for close to the Laurel, Whitley, Knox County border. So again, not saying that was from a tornado. That's from the Weather Service. They will make that final call, but we are getting some reports now of damage in Knox, Laurel, Whitley, and Bell counties, and all those counties had a tornado warning earlier today.
And that's something with the system that we discussed earlier is because of the heavy wind with the damage, it's uncertain whether it got destroyed by a tornado or if it was just straight line wind, because in this situation, the wind is just as bad as having a tornado, especially when you get that 70 mile an hour wind gust. And the thing is, it's not constant, it's just here and then gone.
Yep.
Here and gone.
Very quick spin
and
up.
so they're very quickly moving across the area. Now this is round one. Round two, we'll be pushing through later on. And as mentioned, matter of fact, I'm going to step off real quick because I want to look at the temperature map right now in the Pikeville area. 78 degrees. Hazard is at 61. So that just goes to show you how drastic of a drop the temperature is. Remember, last hour, we were at 77 here in Hazard. Now we're at 61, and that's a rain-cooled 61. So with the cooling of the air, that second round is going to push through more stable air, and that's why once, we were saying earlier, once this system pushes through, then the second round, I'm not going to say it's going to be easy, but it's going to be more. Yeah, I agree. It's not going to be as bad, if you will.
I agree. All right, Joe, can we go back to the radar really quickly? First alert, pinpoint Doppler.
We got a new thunderstorm warning out too.
Okay, and who is that for?
This is for, let's see.
Looks like
Norton County. This has a tornado possible tag.
So that'll be for the city of Norton, Wise County over in Southwest Virginia. So that'll be until 4 o'clock. So again, Wise County, Virginia, city of Norton until 4 o'clock this afternoon. So about 25 more minutes there. And a similar story
Floyd and Pike County. Pike County now has a tornado possible tag.
Okay, so again, that's for the possibility of maybe a quick spin up. But again, the bigger threat this afternoon is going to be from those strong straight line winds. Let's kind of do, can we zoom out and show the entire region?
Yeah.
Because we are getting that secondary system now beginning to push through our Cumberland Valley counties.
Yep.
So we're getting, again, these are not severe for our friends in London, Somerset, Monticello, Williamsburg, Corbin, Pine Knot, close to the I-75 corridor. These are not severe, but they are gusty. They're loud with thunder, lightning, also heavy rain. The ones we're concerned about now pushing through the Big Sandy Valley from Martin County into Pike County, Dickinson, Buchanan County, Wise County, first alert for Lawrence, also into Wayne and Mingo and Logan counties as well.
So I'm going to do the storm track on this. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a perspective as to who's going to see what in the next few minutes. So there you go. Again, Pikeville, it's pretty much right over you right now. And then everything else will just go into more or less the West Virginia area, just outside of our viewing area. But again, if you're in the Pikeville area, it's over you right now. Cameron, do you have anything in terms of storm reports by chance?
Let's see. We got some damage from Knox County from the Speedy Mark gas station at the intersection of US 25E, Kentucky 3041. Hey, Madison, are you in the fishbowl? Okay, what do we got? Where are those from? Is that where Jack? Okay. Do you know if anyone's in around Knox County by chance? Okay. Got you. Okay, sounds good. Thank you. So we are getting some reports this afternoon of some damage, mainly in the Cumberland Valley from Laurel County into Knox and Bell counties, also Whitley counties. Kind of the sweet spot today, unfortunately, with some damage there from earlier storms.
Real quick, I want to take a look here at some of the rain totals across the area. You can see the areas shaded in green towards the Monticello area, the Danville area, even towards the London area. Some places seeing about 1.5 inches of rain, and some places, Cameron, especially over towards the Monticello area, we don't need any more rain. We've had plenty of it the past several days. So not some good news there in terms of flooding. Let's go ahead and give you a tour as to what's going on in terms of the advisories. First of all, the area shaded in yellow. This is a severe thunderstorm watch in effect until it looks like 9 o'clock for Breathitt, Floyd, Harlan, Letcher, Perry, and Pike County. The areas shaded in orange, this is the severe thunderstorm warning. The areas shaded in red, so London, Middlesboro, and Monticello. This right here, that is the tornado watch that expires at 4 o'clock. Cameron, what time is it right now?
It is 3:38.
So this right here expires in less than a half hour. So we'll go ahead and give you the tour on the radar right now. We'll go ahead and reset. We'll put the radar scan back up. And you can see a lot of lightning with this as well. Matter of fact, so we do have those severe thunderstorm warnings in effect. Again, for Russell, Scott, Wise County, this does have the tornado possible tag on here. I want to go ahead and zoom in over towards the Pikeville area. And you can see right there, there's that severe thunderstorm warning that has that tornado possible tag. This goes into effect until 4 o'clock. One thing to note, Cameron, how many people are affected with this? Almost 59,000 people are being impacted
real estate
by this system here. 60-mile-an-hour winds. This is Doppler radar indicated. Let's go to the velocity mode, and we'll see if we see anything in terms of rotation with this. I can see a little bit.
Yeah.
I see a little bit there. So a little bit catches my eye, but that is something that we'll be keeping an eye on. So we'll go ahead and take a look here at some pictures. Cameron, if you want to go ahead and
yes. Okay, that's coming from Knox County. That's a video we had up earlier. That is coming from Knox County. That's showing the rain shafts, the torrential rain, and the gusty winds. I think we have a picture also coming from Knox County. Just let me know when you guys, no rush. Just let me know when you guys are ready. And and we will, if you want, we can go back to the radar and we can work on that in just a few moments. Okay, let's go back to the radar. And we are just about done. Oh, just kidding. This is a picture we're getting from Knox County. You can see we have a tree, looks like maybe on a truck there. I'm not sure what part of Knox County, but you can see a tree is blown down there on the back of that truck. So we are getting some trees down. We're getting some power outages. And Eric, if you can, in just a second, whenever you got some time, see what those in the gray area, see where those power outage numbers are looking like.
Okay.
But yes, this is the gray area of Knox County, and again, this area was under a tornado warning earlier today. Not saying that's the case, but that is the same area that had the tornado warning earlier today. Are there any more, Madison, or is that the one that we have so far? Okay, we can go to the next one. And this is coming from the Cumberland Falls area. So again, Whitley, Laurel counties. You can see a tree down there. I'm not sure if it's on top of that car or if the car is on the other side of that tree. It's on top of the car. So again, that's why we've been stressing everyone, please just stay off the road, stay at home, let this pass, because not only could you see trees down on the road, you could see flooding on the road, and you never want to drive through flood water, as that is just a big no-no. Any other ones, Madison? This is Pulaski County, and I can't really make out. Okay, there we do have some debris down there over in Pulaski County.
Okay.
Can we go back to the radar, please? Go ahead.
Yeah, per your request, I did get the power outage map up. We do have that We do have an update to that severe thunderstorm warning as well. We'll get to that in a second.
Yep.
But we do have some updates. Lee County, 292 customers without power. Breathitt County, 1,006. Perry County, 2,388 people right now are without power.
Yeah.
Knott County, 1,194. Harlan County, 957. Leslie County, 2,507. Whitley County, 1,837 customers without power. That's just customers, not people. If you take that number and you multiply it by 2.5, you'll get how many total people are without power. Estill County, 312. Powell County, 518. And Menifee County, 2,173. I suspect these numbers, Cameron, are going to be going up.
Hey, Madison, sorry, Eric, really quickly. If we can, which I'm not sure what the plan is, but we're getting a lot of reports close to Lynn Camp High School and elementary school. If we can, I would prefer to send Jack there. No, that's in Knox, close to Lynn Camp. We're getting a lot of reports of, right. No, he wouldn't, but he might be able to get some stuff for the evening news. And that was going to be where? Okay. And where's RJ? Okay. Got you. All right, well, we are getting some reports this afternoon of some damage in Knox County, also from Laurel County and Bell County. So those three counties look to be the hardest hit so far. We're not done yet, though, with the severe weather issues. Can we turn off this box really quickly, Eric, and just kind of show the updated look at the radar? Absolutely. As this squall line is still pushing through parts of Pike County. Again, we have a severe thunderstorm warning for Pike, Mingo, Logan, Buchanan, Dickinson. I would imagine for Floyd, also for Martin, Lawrence, and Wayne counties as well. We are almost done with this first round. Now again, possibly 2 more rounds, but not as severe as this first round. This first round is really eating the atmosphere over eastern Kentucky. That means that the storm instability, the storm fuel is not as high later on this evening and tonight as it is right now. That doesn't mean we can't see a few more severe thunderstorms, but in terms of the widespreadness of this event, this main batch is it. Here is round 2, pushing through parts of Wayne, Pulaski, Laurel counties, but notice these are not warned. These are below severe limits. These are still severe though, and they're pushing through parts of Wayne County into parts of Martin, Pike, and into Buchanan and Dickinson counties. What you got, Eric?
I don't know how this is going to impact us, but there is an error in our weather computer. I think we did take a data hit. Okay. So kind of giving you an early heads up in case the radars or the data does go down. Okay. So far, I'm kind of looking at it behind the scenes. It looks to match what we have here on kind of a more high definition radar. So I think so far so good, but we'll keep an eye on that and see how that plays out. But again, pushing through parts of Pike County into Martin County and then into our West Virginia counties. Can we go in a little bit tighter just to the east of downtown Pikeville? Let's give our friends in Belfry, also in Phelps, that first alert. Let's keep it right here. Oh, sorry about that. Let's keep it right about here. So we got Phelps and Belfry in eastern Pike County. We got Mingo, Logan in West Virginia. We got Inez, also Kermit over in Martin County. So it's on top of Inez right now. Paintsville, the worst is over for you from this round. Pikeville, the worst is over for you from this round. If you know anyone that may be close to the Breaks Interstate Park in southern Pike County pushing into southwest Virginia, again, it's Sunday. It's the Sunday, the day before Memorial Day, and a lot of people have plans to be outdoors this weekend, and that's why this is also a unique situation. Usually, we would not be still on the air for severe thunderstorm warnings, but because of the scenario, this is a holiday weekend, a lot of people are outdoors, and we are still getting some damage reports from this very intense line of showers and storms. If you know anybody that may be outdoors in those parks or those lakes or those rivers in Pike County, Martin County, pushing into parts of Mingo, Logan, also Buchanan and Dickinson counties, call them, text them, make sure that they know that they need to go indoors. If there's no wind there, which there is, but if there's no strong wind, there's lightning and there's heavy rain, and that's not ideal to be outdoors in. So again, eastern Pike County, you're up next. Eastern Martin County, if you live close to the Kentucky, West Virginia border,
you are up next and pushing into parts of Buchanan County over in southwest Virginia. So give us about 20 more minutes. Let this system pass, and we should be able to. There was a pretty big clap of thunder. Not sure if you heard that on our camera. But again, here in Hazard, we are not tracking any warnings, but we are tracking some more leftover rain. And this rain is our friend. It's stabilizing the atmosphere. It's not severe. We can handle some showers. But again, we are tracking the potential for some more severe thunderstorm warnings pushing into the Big Sandy Valley. What's up?
The severe thunderstorm warning for Pike County got pushed until 4:15.
Okay, so a little bit. I think you did say this was slowing down a little bit, didn't
Yes.
you? Yeah. What would you say?
Down,
what was that, Madison or Joe? Close to Lynn Camp, over in Knox County. That's where the bulk of the reports are coming in so far. Let's go to the watches. Let's see if they've kind of trimmed that watch. It's supposed to expire in 12 minutes, but maybe they've started to trim that watch because of just the rain-cold atmosphere that we have at this point. The severe thunderstorm watch and okay, so some good news. All the central Kentucky counties have been cleared of that tornado watch. So in about 12 minutes, we can probably clear this out as well. They may keep the severe thunderstorm watch for a little bit longer for those eastern Kentucky and southern West Virginia counties. But in about 10 minutes, we can probably let that tornado watch go over in the Cumberland Valley. But again, we are still tracking that line of showers and storms for a little bit longer. We'll be on here for a little bit longer. We'll see what it looks like at 4 o'clock. I'm not sure what comes on on WYMT at 4 o'clock. Maybe, Joe, if you find that out, let me know. But we may stay until 4 o'clock and kind of toss back to WYMT programming. But for now, let's go back to First Alert Pinpoint Doppler. And we are still tracking. This is the main show. This is round 1. And this little batch here is round 2. But again, notice we have no warnings along this line. Is it loud with thunder and lightning? Sure. Is it heavy with heavy rain? Maybe some gusty winds, possibly. But the main batch of severe weather is this first round of showers and storms. Notice that little backward C shape here coming through parts of Pike County, moving into Dickinson and Buchanan County. That is probably where the bulk of the high wind is at this point. But just give us a little bit longer. So you got Feds Creek, 350 on top of you basically right now. And Phelps, about 10 minutes. So 10 minutes over in Phelps and far southeastern Pike County. And then that will be pushing into our southern West Virginia and southwest Virginia counties. Eric.
All right, so we do have the new severe thunderstorm warning out. And this is, okay, so this is the first one. There's been an update to this one for Floyd and Pike County. Let me get the information up really quick from the National Weather Service out of Jackson. And let's see. Here we go. Floyd, Pike County. The latest update on this one. At 3:48, severe thunderstorms were located along a line extending from the Heenan area to near Canada to Biggs to Breaks Interstate. This is moving to the northeast at 45 miles per hour. So these storms, Cameron, they're kind of teetering between that 35, 45. Like they'll slow down for a little bit, then they'll speed up. Then they'll slow down, and then they'll speed up again. So now they're speeding back up to about 45 miles per hour.
I'll pass this along really quickly. A few reports. 60 mile per hour gust at the London Corbin airports. 59 mile per hour gust in Pulaski County, 53 miles per hour in McCreary County, 52 miles per hour in Wayne County, Kentucky, 51 miles per hour at Black Mountain and Harlan County, 50 miles per hour at the Julian Carroll Airport in Breathitt County, 49 over in Wayne County, 48 in one location for Harlan County, 46 a gust at Knott County, 40 in Monticello. And that's all the wind reports I have right now. But again, you can see we have some reports of 60 and a few of more than 50 mile per hour gusts today. So that's why we have trees down, and that's why we have some power outages, thousands of customers without power on this Sunday. But some good news, the Weather Service in Louisville was able to cancel the tornado watch, and I would highly anticipated to be canceled for our region in about 8 minutes. So just a heads up there. We should be able to let that watch go in about 8 minutes, and we should be able to expire that. Yep.
I have the maximum wind gusts across the viewing area up on max 2, if we can take a look at that.
Okay. Can we toss the max 2,
London,
Joe?
reported 60 mile an hour wind gusts.
Look at that.
56 in Somerset, 33 Jackson. Pikeville right now, 30. Prestonburg, 35. But again, the big story right now is London. 60 mile per hour wind gust earlier today.
And London wasn't even a part of the tornado warning. That was strictly straight line winds in London.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that just tells the story there. I mean, it doesn't take a tornado to do damage. It can take straight line winds, and we got a report of 60 miles per hour from the London Corbin airports. So some very strong winds with this system. We are almost done with this first round. Let's see.
Yeah, and that's something that we've been talking about too, Cameron, is you don't have to have tornadic activity
exactly
to have damage. A lot of the damage today has been from straight line wind.
Exactly.
Not tornadic.
So let's go back to the radar if we can, Joe, please. And we'll show you, let's take the alerts off for a second and the lightning and just kind of show the squall line itself. Let's do a track one more time here, pushing into West Virginia. We can almost let this go. It's pushing through eastern Pike County, basically on top of Belfry and Phelps right now. And you can see Phelps basically right now, and then pushing into West Virginia, also for Virginia over the next 15 to 20 minutes there. But this is almost out of our region, so some good news. But we still have the potential for maybe a strong to severe storm to go into this evening with that next round. But again, this system has really worked over the atmosphere this afternoon, pushing into this evening. So I'm not overly concerned with the severe weather chance for this evening and tonight. Not saying to let your guard down, just be sure that you keep up with the forecast still and stay weather aware. But I do think the bulk of severe weather will come to a close as this system pushes off to the east, as most of us are now in the 60s and those dew points probably in the low 60s to upper 50s. So the moisture also a little bit robbed as this system pushes off to the east. Let's give it 6 more minutes here and we will go back to regular programming on WYMT. So just a heads up there for you guys in the back. We're going to go back to WYMT at 4 o'clock in about 6 minutes as this is now pushing out of our coverage area into West Virginia and into Virginia. But again, we are tracking the potential for that next batch. Can we take a look at that secondary system there back to the west? And that is showing some heavy rain, yes, some gusty winds, some thunder, some lightning, but notice we have no warnings in the Cumberland Valley as this is all below severe limits. So again, we are not tracking anything that's severe at this point for this secondary system, but still just be sure that you kind of keep up with that forecast and you stay weather aware to go into this evening. We do have some flash flood warnings for parts of western Kentucky, also into northern Tennessee, and we have several reports of damage across eastern Kentucky on this Sunday from this squall line feature that pushed through today. And can we show the loop, Eric, to just show how, just look at this. I mean, this is weather 101 for a squall line. That is just absolutely remarkable, going from Lake Cumberland all the way. Okay, let's take those then. Where are these coming from, Madison? So this is from Corbin. And again, we are getting some near the bypass in Corbin. So we are getting, this is one spot that we are getting reports of damage from. And this is from the Corbin area. You can see some hanging there from the roof. That's in Corbin. What else do we have, guys? And this looks like a tree limb, maybe a tree on top of a roof there in Perry County from those gusty winds. We have reports of 40, 50 mile per hour gusts coming through Perry County today. And what else? And this is coming from Beach. Wow, look at that. That's a tree coming through a building there in the Beach Creek area of Clay County. Again, you can see that tree falling on top of that building. Some significant damage now over in Clay County from this straight line wind event. So some promising news. We are lowering that severe weather chance to go into this evening. We're not completely done with that just yet, but we are trending in the right direction to go into this evening also tonight. Could we see a strong storm, maybe a severe storm? It's possible, but in terms of widespread damage like we had earlier today, that's not likely to go into this evening because of the impact of this first round. Let's go back to the radar, Joe, for a few more minutes. And we still have those severe thunderstorm warnings there that are pushing through parts of the Big Sandy Valley. But again, we are slowly but surely getting this system out of our hair, pushing basically along the Kentucky and West Virginia border. It's came through Louisa. So for Louisa, the worst is over for you. Inez basically on top of you right now. The worst is over for Pikeville, also for Prestonsburg, and the worst is pushing through parts of Buchanan and Dickinson County. The worst is over for Norton, also for Wise. All this is just light to moderate rain, possibly some thunder and some lightning, but in terms of the gusty winds, that will be with this system as it pushes off to the east. Eric, any last words here before we send it back to regular programming?
A couple things to note in terms of power outage information. Breathitt County still just over 1,000 people or 1,000 customers without power. Knott County 1,300 customers without power. Perry County has bumped up to 2,700 customers without power. So, as we mentioned, Cameron, that I anticipate that number to keep going up.
Yeah. I would agree with that.
So.
I would agree with that. This has been a pretty rough system, but again, we gave you that first alert on Friday to be sure to pay attention to today, and unfortunately, that came to fruition. We always hate when we're right because sometimes that can be some pretty rough weather. So that's unfortunately what we've had today for some of our friends in eastern Kentucky. We've had a lot of trees down. We've had a lot of power outages, and let's go to this picture. Oh, just kidding. We can't go to that. Sorry. Okay, we'll probably show that and then go back to programming.
You know, Cameron, I have to say this too. This could have been a lot worse too, with temperatures staying in the 70s. If we would have had a lot of sunshine, which you know, we were in the 80s and even 90s earlier. If we would have had that condition, this could have been much, much worse. And
we had some high clouds today.
Yeah.
But just enough instability to keep this kind of system going. And this is what we call a mesoscale convective system in MCS. It just kind of drives itself, and you can see it has not lost an inch of that punch as it pushed through our entire region, now pushing into our West Virginia counties. Okay, let's go to that picture. This is from Salyersville, from Magoffin County, and this is showing some low-hanging clouds. Again, we cannot say with certainty that's probably some scud, but again, we cannot say for certain what that is because it's eastern Kentucky. We have mountains and we have trees, so you can't see the ground with that system, but you can see we have some low-hanging clouds from Magoffin County over in Salyersville. But some good news, the worst is over for our friends in Salyersville. Let's go back to the radar, please, and we will start to wrap this coverage up after about 3 hours long on Facebook and WYMT. As we approach the 4 o'clock hour, can we turn the wall on, Joe, please? And I'll kind of walk across that really quickly. And you can see here, one last little quick update. This is round 2, pushing close to I-75. This is not severe. This is the severe issue, but it is exiting our coverage area, pushing into West Virginia and Virginia. If anything new happens, we'll be right back on WYMT.com, the WYMT Facebook page, and on the air for WYMT. But until then, I'm First Alert Meteorologist Cameron Aaron alongside First Alert Meteorologist Eric Dean, and thank you so much for joining us on this severe weather update, and we'll send you back to regular programming on WYMT.